Hello, and welcome back. It has been a very long time. I think some people may have thought that the season had just ended, but no, we're back. We're here. GME versus World Enders, a pretty exciting match. I'm joined by Crimson tonight, having a little bit of a throwback cast. Not really getting to cast too much these days since we're both playing, but getting this rare opportunity is going to be an exciting one.
Yeah, I mean, since KDL, since I've been playing, I've had a lot of time to self-reflect, and I overcame my depression. I overcame a lot of things in life that otherwise, League was holding me back from. But enough about me. KDL is where it's at. Let's go, baby. We are back, and today we are back with GME versus World Enders. Excuse that cringy intro, but that's the only way I know how to introduce this matchup. Rengar immediately going to be banned out here, straight out the gates. The jungler of World Enders rather is actually a Rengar. One trick he is most notable for that Rengar. We have seen him on these assassin picks such as the Evelyn as well, so we could look towards that. We could look towards also sort of an AFK farm type of jungler in the form of a nice little Karthus. So even if they do take him out, he still is viable because in the majority of the matches leading up to this series at least, it really has seemed like Adam Farm has been the strongest force on this World Ender squad. And then immediately now backed up by a nice little Garen ban for the top side of World Enders. Just kind of shows you where, the mindset of GME is at least.
Yeah, definitely the mindset of GME looking to take away the comfort picks away from World Enders. The last time we saw World Enders, they were talking about how they switched Issy into the support role and then 12 inches into the mid lane. And they said they were having a lot of success with that.
That's not your pet name, right? That's his name.
No, that's his name for sure.
Oh, okay. I just want to confirm. I don't know, man. I don't know.
And they were talking about how they had a lot of success with that, and they thought they were doing really well with that. But it's interesting to see that they swapped back with Issy into the mid lane and 12 inches back into the support role. So I have to see, what they're gonna come up with this one. With that flexible playstyle, they have the ability to kind of swap them back and forth. And we'll have to see if they're gonna make anything interesting come out of it. As the Xin Zhao and the Viego, I think anyone who's been watching pro play recently has seen these championships been pretty much picked or banned every single game. So we're going to get a little bit of an interesting jungle matchup this time around. We'll have to see exactly what they go for. But the last ban is in Warlander's hands, and we'll have to see what they end up going for.
Well, like you said, right? If it's not broke, don't fix it. We saw Issy on the support. It did well for them in the series against Stab Nation, them taking a commanding 2-0 victory. When it comes to the dynamic of this game, they might actually want to put a little bit more emphasis in the bot lane, and mostly because they actually do have bot 80 carry or feed, aka Jay, as one of the strongest players on GME playing towards that bot side. So unless they really want to kind of just leave it out for the open, I think it's really notable, or actually suitable rather, to have, that support main 12 inches being in that bot lane, able to facilitate so many plays around that dragon side. But again, that's just going to be something that we're going to have to monitor and see how it actually pans out as we actually do get that B1 J4 pick.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see, J4 potentially coming back into the meta. It looks like Pro Play is a little bit slow to pick him back up since they are on the previous patch, but with the busts he's received, he's been seeing a little bit of play in solo queue games. We'll have to see what eventually comes out as Zaya and Singed are quickly snagged away. I wonder if Singed will be replaced by something. It looks like it will go ahead and be. Singed is Rakan instead, so we do have the Lovers duo in the bot lane.
Lovers duo, yeah. That's actually what they used to call me and you.
Yeah, maybe back in the day.
Cast. Yeah, in the cast, yeah. But they always used to be like, oh, who's casting today? Oh, it's the Lovers duo, which I like. But, speaking about the Lovers duo, I really like the Zaya Rakan, especially if it's such a high priority for you. Kim Jong is a really good Zaya player, but just like that, you leave open the Zaya, you kind of have to worry about getting stung by the bee, and in this case, that bee's name is Aphelios, and the Thresh. Wow, what a great pairing. Hyperscaling meets the Thresh, which is so good for engagers, so good for disengagers that it's really, really troublesome for you past that Zaya Featherstorm, because when you do not have that Featherstorm, when you do not have so much peel that the Rakan does offer, you kind of are a sitting bird.
Yeah, and I'll definitely put the test onto Tyler, who has Roslocked into the support for the KDL. I'm not sure how many games of Thresh he has played. I'm sure it would not be anything too crazy, but it really does require a lot of in-depth knowledge of the matchup in order to really effectively counter. Yeah, and we did see, Victor did have a lot of success. And when we saw Victor, we did see Issy swap into the support role. So I wouldn't be surprised if that is where he ended up going.
I mean, people always, reg and dog on this Victor pick. I actually think that Victor's in an okay position, right? Obviously, you're leaving open his biggest counter by far in the form of this Aurelia out. Obviously, seeing how the AD composition of GME is kind of nearing out right now, I don't think that they are going to be opting in for an AD mid. But that still leaves open, picks such as the Echo, Akali, Diana. Diana, such a nice little pick here. If GME really wants to get it, because then they'll have so much setup, especially coupled with the Jarvan's combo into a giant, I believe it is Judgment.
Yeah,
His ult
you
is
would
a
know better
Judgment or
than me.
Cataclysm.
It's
I don't
Poseidon
know.
in
It's been a
chat. We
while.
need
I don't play
Poseidon to
this
come
game.
in for the
I don't
clutch.
play this game at Cataclysm. There you go. Because I
Cataclysm,
remember.
yep.
Yeah, he's like screaming Cataclysm or something. But yeah, just the coupling, right? And already we are seeing just the huge engage that the J4 does provide as well. The Aphelios will be able to have such a nice little combo pairing as well with his own ult. That again, it goes back to the mobility and just the defenses. Victor not really that mobile. Granted, he does get that movement speed bonus that you do get after that upgraded Q, but we're just gonna have to see how these fights pan out because right now it does seem like the side of World Enders are a little bit more squishy.
Yeah, and important enough with 100 bans, they took away the Orianna away from Bidoof, taking away a lot of that team fighting that GME would potentially want, and they took the Wukong away, really targeting JT's champ pool since he is role swapped into the top lane, apparently not just for KDL, but who knows?
Permanent?
Yeah, he
It's
himself
like a
does not
permanent
even
with the
know.
asterisk. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe it's
he's
like a
just not
conditional.
sure. He's just feeling it out right now. We'll have to see what they.
Lee Sin?
Ooh, it's a little interesting. This could be. I'm not sure if they play Lane Lee Sin, but it is possible that
I
they could flex it.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to the dynamic of a Lee Sin into a J4, I really wouldn't have thought that they would want to go the Lee Sin. Granted, anything with an escape, so Kindred, even a Poppy that can pin him against his own Cataclysm or even against his own flag would be really, really good here. But the Lee Sin, not too bad of a pick. Granted, you will fall off eventually against his own Gore Drinker, just because, again, like you said, the J4 buffs now putting him in a nice little prominent position. The draft for the side of GME is going to be rounded off here, though, by the Shen. So the Stand United, if you thought it was more difficult to kill off the Aphelios, to kill off the Syndrome, kill off the J4, wait until you slap a fat shield on top of that and then have some fun with that one. I really think that the only thing that they could couple here maybe would probably be a Mord. I genuinely think that Mord is really good here into this comp of GME.
Yeah, unfortunately for
Amumu.
them, Mord was banned. I assume Amumu is
Oh, it was,
a
yeah.
placeholder for something else. Amumu is set, looks like.
Set. Okay. Set.
Yeah, and that's a little bit interesting for World Enders. Once again, a World Enders draft with a placeholder. The two are inseparable. So we will be exiting out of the chip select and then going back in as soon as they get back in here. But apparently enough, GME actually realized that they might go for the Mordekaiser, and they ended up banning it in the second phase of bans, and
I
kind
mean,
of took that pick
I
away.
stand corrected. I stand corrected, right? But when we look at the whole dynamic of the side of World Enders so far, you have the Zaya, you have the Rakan, Victor, Lee Sin, and now a set as well. It doesn't really take a genius to notice that that is an enormous amount of AD damage. And so if you were looking at the comp of GME, the J4, that huge front line that coupled with the Gore Drinker, will just make him impervious to damage and unkillable for the most part. It's kind of, suspect for the most part. I don't know. I don't know. The set, in theory, I guess, sure, once the Cataclysm goes down, you're able to zone off a lot. But again, like I said earlier with the Victor pick, it all has to do with execution, and we're going to have to see if World Enders are able to execute this kind of tricky comp that they've put themselves in.
Yeah, and importantly enough as well, we're in the second ban phase now, or excuse me, in the second champ select now, so the bans are extremely important. We'll have to see if they go for anything, if they're going to spell anything. I think GME is opted out of spelling anything and is just going to spam A's.
World Enders AY.
But we see an AY. I wonder what this could turn
I
into.
I don't know what this is.
AYA?
AYA? Aya?
We'll
Aya
have to
Aya?
see, maybe the second round of bans it'll become more clear. I think this is like, what's that TV show? Where they spin the wheel and then you have to fill in.
Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, it was Wheel of Fortune right now with the bans.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, in theory, I really like the Lee Sin pick because like there's a lot of squishies on this comp, and if you're able to get a nice little skirmish Lee Sin snowballing early, then you're really, really good into the mid game. But the thing about having that is that you need to kind of make sure that there's no like disengage for you, because your Q can be interrupted. Say you already have used safeguard, which is your W. You're just kind of a fish out of water for the most part. You're
Yeah.
just kind of stuck there. And you have the Shen taunt, you have the J4 combo, you have the Syndra E, you even have the Rakan W. If I'm looking at this comp right now as the Lee Sin, I'm kind of thinking to myself, what is the one lane that I kind of want to just repeatedly gank? And to me, at least, I'd probably think towards bot side or even mid. And even then, mid and bot still have their own defenses to take down, right? Like I said, you have the Scatter the Weak on the Syndra, that being that E that just pushes you back or can just stun you flat out. And then you also have the Rakan to worry about. You have his W and then the Charm as well. There's just so much there just, stopping your engage that you might just need to rely on Rakan to start it off, and then you trying to just pick off something in the backside. I don't think that we're going to be seeing a lot of insects, and I don't think that's crazy to say either, to be honest.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. Importantly enough, I think one of the things that we do have to focus on is the Shen pick in this game. Shen is not really going to be able to transport himself with his ultimate. I think Set will make a good use of his Facebreaker in order to, cancel any kind of that. But it's important enough that I think if Shen is able to just get the ultimate off and get the shield on top of the targets anyways, it might just be enough to save them. So it'll be interesting to see how the Warlanders kind of play around that and try and stop that from happening. But this game could very easily turn into Shen is just ulting bot, and then bot gets ahead, and then it all just goes disaster from there. And I definitely do favor GME's draft here. It definitely feels a lot more well-rounded. They've got a strong front line. They've got the Ophelio Stash, is such a strong bot lane duo. And they've got the Jarvan as well to make plays happen in the early game with the Syndra. I think they're definitely certainly favored in this game.
I mean, it makes it sound like you are going to be skewed towards GME. I as well. I'm actually going to be picking GME for this game. Not so much the series. We're going to have to see how that one pans out. But let us know what you guys think in the messages or in the chat. For now, though, we will be switching over to our 3-minute spectator delay. Don't go anywhere. You are watching the KDL quarterfinals. Or semifinals, semis.
There's no time for redemption. Those flags you wave, will they hold up? Don't cry for your vengeance.
All right, so we will be going ahead and welcome you guys back from that quick little break. We are going to go ahead and just load into the game currently, so don't worry, you're not missing anything just yet. As we are just going to go ahead and load into the game, and I think we do have an interesting game on our hands. I definitely think, with this best of 3, it is a little bit different from our usual, best of 1 format in the round robin. It is a little bit harder for just some teams to kind of react to handling losses and such. So it will be definitely interesting to see how some teams react and how they're going to be able to handle it.
I mean, you said it best, right? It all depends on how teams are able to bounce back, right? If you get a nice little win, do you let that kind of temporary happiness overcome you and then try to troll that second game? Or do you look just to close it out with, not so much egos, but, that kind of mindset intact? Some teams as well, if they are down 0-1 and they are facing elimination, they kind of get into their own heads. For either of these teams, I don't think that they are the types of teams, in fact, to get into their own heads. I think these are both resilient teams. We've seen a lot from World Ender so far into the playoffs. This is the first series that GME are going to be a part of. And we're going to have to see if that kind of warrior spirit transfers over into game 2. But for now, game 1 is looking as spicy as ever as the World Enders actually start out on their typical invades, this time opting actually to start, granted, it is GME. I've actually got these teams mixed up. It is GME this time around, stopping into the tri-bush, trying to play a defensive act here, just more so hoping that, I guess, World Enders face checks trying to invade here.
Yeah, I mean, World Enders has been known to invade in the past, and there's definitely some kind of strategy to see if they're going to follow up and do another invade. Looks like World Enders decided against it this time. And GME have just, collectively made this kind of counter strategy to try and prevent any funny business from going on. But, JT will have to recall soon or just pass towards his top side, or you're just going to miss out on a few minions on the top side.
Yeah, unfortunate stuff for JT. But at the same time, that's kind of, the bullet that you kind of bite when you do go out for that kind of defensive play. Set here is actually just hiding within the river, so I don't think that there is going to be any kind of drama when it comes to that. For now, though, sorry, I can't speak. Shen is just going to be nicely crip walking his way past the blue, making sure everything is fine, and we are actually going to be seeing Lee Sin solo start on top of this red buff. Not something that you typically see, because it does cost you 1 fertility potion, and we are going to be seeing exactly that happen. But with the sustainability of Lee Sin and what I'm assuming is a nice little W start, he should have really no issues here into this game so early on.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be very easy for him going forward. I think importantly enough, we have panned down to this bot lane matchup, and this will be something to keep your eyes out for. Both these ADCs having perfect CS so far. Nice for them. Looks like that the Ethereal Celestial will get the push and get the level 2 advantage first.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. They actually just miss out on a little bit of XP here because of the zone that the Aphelios is just providing right now. Remember that they actually don't have the Guardian just because it was procced earlier from a prior Xayah skirmish, but oh my goodness. Wow, what a huge chunk of damage already taken out from the side of Rakan. That's gotta hurt you so early on as well. But we are going to be looking at a top gank here by J4. Still has yet to use the EQ combo. Taunt's now coming out as well. EQ will be thrown out. No chance to use the W at all, and that will be first blood over to GME's jungler.
Yeah, nice little plays, working out on both the top and the bottom side of the map. But speaking of, Lee Sin is here.
Lee Sin's here, and he's looking to tango, but it does take 2. Ultimately, Thresh is actually just going to wait it out. Nice hold off the flash, already recognizing that he's dead. 80 carry, not even having to heal either. So they immediately trade it back. Granted, first blood gold is really good for you, and there is obviously a gold bonus. But with this kind of lead here in the bot lane especially, I think that they're going to be able to kind of get back that XP that they lost so early.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be able to pull ahead a little bit in the XP department. Unfortunately enough for them, Xayah nor Rakan ended up getting the kill. Oh, as Lee said, Q's a mini raptor there. He flashes over.
Oh my god, he actually flashes right over for the Tempest, but I don't even think that it applied the slow at all. And immediately, Bidu just hitting that flash key, saying, you know what, not today, sucker. And he just immediately gets it. I think that he thought that the key was still up for Lee Sin. Oh my goodness, Lee Sin actually these raptors right in the face of Thresh. J4 is now making his way downtown here. Victor has
Oh!
Oh my god, what am I wanting? Thresh, nice little death sentence does connect right on top of the Lee Sin, who safeguards his way back to freedom. Victor only had enough mana for one W, and he does throw that out. J4 to the back line. Nice little pickup there after a 3-man EQ combo. But he now needs to find a way to get out of this mess that he has drawn up for himself, but he somehow was able to get away without a scratch on him. 2-2. Right now, Seth's trying to make that 3-2. Now the nice little W. Shen tried his best. The taunt will actually bring Seth forward closer to him. Oh my god, what on earth was that fight?
I don't know. I thought going into this game, maybe both these teams would play, a little bit respectfully, not really fight as much as they have been, but it's been constant fighting all around the map. I think it's been pretty exciting, but speaking of fighting, Jarvan is here. Thresh has the lantern. He does not have the lantern, I believe, actually. And it looks like he has it now. Oh, no.
Oh, nice little death sentence right on top of the Xayah. Xayah does have the flash available. She's holding it. She actually doesn't hold it. She actually immediately flash E's. And, oh my god, the Rakan will actually get stunned up by the Gravitum. 1 HP.
Oh, no.
He survives. What on earth is this game? I knew we were going to have a banger series, but I forgot when I turned LCS off and KDL on. It seems like the both are the exact same thing right now. Oh my god. Everyone's surviving with 1 HP right now. I have no idea why.
Yeah, it's definitely, it feels a little bit bad when the enemy does escape with 1 HP. It might be a little bit of a tilter. I assume it won't bother them too much, as these all are experienced players and they have been playing pretty well so far. We'll have to see what they're going to look to go for. As in the mid lane, we do see Lee Sin is here being a little suster in the bush. He's going to start a little bit of a sonic wave, but nothing is going to happen from it. But a little bit of a CS discrepancy starting to show up in some of these lanes. It looks like Set should be able to pull ahead of the Shed in the top lane, and in the bot lane, if they are sitting around 10 CS up over the Xayah, is a little bit of an advantage for them to have.
Yeah, for sure. I just have no idea how everyone is just getting away scot-free right now. You have the Dragon Strike into the Demacian Standard, the QE combo from this Jarvan, and there just is nothing there that is preventing you from not dying, but somehow you still are getting out with a sliver of HP, and I swear to God, if I could hear WE combos, World Ender convos, or what am I saying, comms right now, I swear to God that they would be, cheering for joy, as not once but twice they have gotten out with a sliver of HP, but Tyler is looking to change that dynamic. Oh my God! Oh my God! What the hell was that? Oh my god, just run into tower! Oh my god, just run into tower! At that point, just run into tower! What on earth was that? Oh my god, that was truly mad life.
Yeah, it feels really bad when you miss that point blank play. I think point blank plays are pretty much impossible to miss, but then you go for the hook afterwards. You're just setting yourself up for failure. It's just a national tragedy. He's gonna stay in the mid lane for even longer to try to amend his mistake, but at the same time, Word Enders were in the bot lane on that dragon.
Messed up. Let me get you these stacks real quick, Who cares if I'm taking a little bit of XP? I still have to use my support item, and damn well I am going to be using it. Just super, super unfortunate we are looking at a little topside skirmish here. W coming out for the Shen. I don't think that the W was needed. He did want to use it ultimately, though, just to deny any type of engage here, as we are going to be seeing the 1-2 there from this set.
Yeah, and it looks like Ward Enders is aware that, Shen does have his ultimate ability, the Stand United. I ended up pinging it just to remind his team. And we'll have to see, if they're going to take fights with that knowledge. Because, when you get in the heat in the moment and the enemy junglers and your jungle and you're trying to punish them, it can be very, a little bit difficult to remember that the Stand United is available. So we'll have to see how they're going to play around it. But it looks like
the Dragon Kick is available, and Lee Sin has his sights set towards topside right now. This is the Shen out of water. E is going to be snatching him right back. They are forced to flash out there. I don't think that the Lee Sin is going to go forward here, but speaking of going forward, we are going to see Rakan somehow get out of the way there. He was stunned up by Gravitum, but it just was not enough there, or not long enough, I guess, to secure a kill. They're not able to get anything towards topside except for the Shen splash, but that does go a really, really long way here into this match, and so early on. Bot lane, though, of GME still with their eyes on the prize, and they are really dominantly pushing this lane right now.
Yeah, that was some nice tools taken away from GME with Shen not having the flash that makes the Stand United a lot worse when you can't just flash the engage and get that flash taunt when he comes in and snowballs into your lane. So it'll be interesting to see how they react around it, as Victor is getting a little bit of deep vision inside of the jungle. But nothing too crazy is going to happen out of that. And importantly enough, Tyler, mistimed his play on top of the Rakan. Rakan should have been a dead man there. Should have had his E canceled and not been able to get out. But a mistiming on the play doesn't mean that he's going to get away. As now they're going to get a little bit of vision on top of Lee Sin's jungle. We'll have to see if they're going to be able to react accordingly when he does show up on it. As it looks like Rakan here is just fishing, trying to see if he could find where they went. And it looks like they should know exactly where they are. Victor walking down. We'll have to see if either team is going to do anything proactive.
I'm actually surprised that the bot lane of GME were allowed to do that, truth be told. As weird as it sounds, there should be no circumstance for you to do that.
Oh, no.
A J4 combo here. Cataclysm right. Immediately answered. How did that hit? What? That did not hit him, but it somehow does. League says so, so therefore I shall say so. And that will be a nice little 2-0 start there for the Syndra. I swear to God that EQ combo did not hit him, though.
I think he just got nicked right on the edge.
Yeah, that's so jank, bro.
Yeah, it's unfortunate as they do spot Jarvan walking down. Lee Sin is coming down. We're going to see a
Oh my
3v3
God,
in the
goal
bot
for
lane.
Italy! He splits a death sentence. Golasso! We are going to be seeing the Dragon kick, though. Lee Sin tried his best fancy footwork. That's a 2-man knockup on the EQ. There is
with the Sonic Wave!
I have Featherstorm coming out right now. Lee Sin
Oh,
able to survive. Saya able to turn around. Oh my God, Felix is trying, and he's able to get one, but not the double, so they drop it 3-for-1 in the bot side, and it goes in favor of World Enders. Oh my goodness. And we did even mention towards the top side as well. That's actually an Iron Spike. No, he's dead. He's dead. The
Oh,
flash
no
comes
shit, there's
out.
no flash.
Oh, there's no flash from Shen. Oh my God. Pepe hands in chat. Oh no.
Oh my gosh, and what a banger game so far. But that bot lane play ended up being a 3-for-1 in favor of Wonders. I think you take that any day of the
we
week.
have 10 Jizukes. We have 10 Jizukes right now, I kid you not. What would Jizuke do? I don't know, man. I'm looking at every single lane.
Jizuke has role swaps to every single role.
Honestly, the server announcer.
As Lee Sin is here. Oh, another Sonic Wave.
Fancy footwork. Tempest is going to be landed right on top of Syndra. Not much you're able to do. You have no Dragon Kick. You have no Flash. I'm really surprised that World Enders were able to turn that towards the bot side. It looked very, very bad for them. But because the J4 used his full combo earlier with the Cataclysm into the Flash as well, they weren't able to get anything. And just like that again, is he showing his Norwegian footwork right there? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is a little bit of getting in Tyler's head. When you play Thresh, you really have to hit the hooks and you have to be able to do
and he
so.
does.
As he hits a blind hook that time, does cancel the W. That's what he needs to be doing.
Now being dropped as well. Zaya, nice little flash. Aphelios wants a little bit more. Gets nice little shutdown for one. Gets the double. You fly too close to the sun. You get burnt up, Icarus. And they learn that lesson very, very harshly. They're going to lose out on a cannon minion wave as well. And potentially a plate or two. And also a dragon because their J4 is on the dragon. I'm not quite sure what prompted the Rakan to walk up so far, but they definitely kind of reap what they sow.
Yeah, and a little bit of ego from the Rakan. Even though Thresh has been missing, you do hand him a super obvious hook. But speaking of obvious, there's a 3-for-1 here. The TP is coming out.
Oh no! They are going to be able to get the set ult out, but unfortunately, he's the only one underneath the tower. The rest of his teammates say, yeah, I guess that looks cool. And they just leave his ass to die. Unfortunately, on the other side of the map, that is going to be an Infernal Dragon picked up here for the side of GME, which is just super, super good for the side of GME because you really want that extra ability damage. You have a hyper carry in the form of the Aphelios. If you're able to get him going early, you're able to get anything done. No Featherstorm available. Oh, there is Featherstorm. Okay, but it doesn't look like Jarvan actually wanted any part of that. Interesting.
Yeah, it looks like they were thinking about going for it, but then when they realized the wave and Zaya was trimming the wave as well, they just didn't have enough CS in order to make it happen. As we will be seeing, some little skirmishing continue to go out in the bot lane. Tyler here looking like he wants to go for another hook going wide. Unfortunately for him, not many of his have landed so far, but he's landed the important ones, it seems like, so far. As we still do have 3 kills on both of these ADCs, 2 kills on top of the Syndra, so the gold lead is favoring GME, even though they are only ahead 2 kills. But the CS differential is starting to cause a little bit of a difference, and we'll have to see how GME are going to translate this gold lead and turn it into something a little bit bigger.
right? It's just looking super, super okay right now. You know, nothing is way too crazy. For the most part, it is just a 2K goal lead. Potentially could be more, as we might be actually looking at first tower going down here towards the top side. Shen does have the flash, so if he wants to try to defend this at face value, he can, but it's a little too late for that. Scout of the Week now going to be used right on top of the Victor. Victor just 1 HP. Phase Rush has procced in the mid lane. Ooh, nice little flash Dark Sphere forward. Will guarantee Bidoof yet another kill. 3 kills on the board on one of your best players. I don't think that's exactly what you want if you are the World Enders.
Yeah, and it's just a little bit of disrespect from the Victor there. You can really only ult the wave when you're even, but when Syndra is ahead, she is going to get that as the fight is breaking out on the top side.
This is a 3v2. Shen gets taken into the backside. Syndra is just about 1 HP. Set now going to be coupled here by the Thresh. This has slowly but surely become a 2v4.
What? No way!
Here.
Oh, another hook going blind!
Is he going to kill all of them? No,
Oh!
he gets canceled. Oh, no W.
Oh, he
The
was
W
2 seconds
cooldown.
off.
Yeah, no W. The W cooldown, and then as well the Thresh with the Flay just stopping an extra auto attack from being thrown out. Meanwhile, on the bot side, it's not really that bad for you if you are GME. Aphelios did just take his own turret as well, so you are tied up right now, tower to tower. Obviously, you know, first tower gold going the way of the World Enders does kind of cut your lead a little bit short, but with 2K in your pocket as a collective team, I don't really think that you are fretting anytime soon.
Yeah, and it's very nice for both of these ADCs. You know, Aphelios is pulling up a little bit ahead, sitting around, you know, his 2 extra long swords ahead of the Xayah, but both of them having their mystics being pretty strong already. Both of these supports being a little bit stunted, not exactly on the same level, as Victor will get stunned up once again by the Scout of the Week.
Phase Rush being procced immediately gets her out of harm's way. She's able to
Oh
just
no,
dodge
Victor, watch
everything.
out!
Oh, the collapse. Oh my goodness gracious. Aphelios somehow gets KP out of that, despite never actually hitting him. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure how that works.
Yeah, but he
was
does
like
end up getting it.
animation, but
Yeah, and things going pretty well for GME so far. You know, they've just been kind of farming kills across the map. The Syndra sitting at 4-0 now. As a pretty strong component of this team, but speaking of farming kills, it looks like they spotted a lonely Shin in the bot lane and they wanted to take him out.
oh, Rakan actually might. Okay, no, never mind. Rakan actually is safe. Nice little. I don't know.
Oh, the Ignite!
Feather pull. I can't speak English. The Ignite from the Rakan takes it, and they lose tier 2 for this. They lost to tier 1 in the mid lane. They lost to tier 2 in the mid lane. They're trying to give the gold back to the Xayah. Rakan actually cancels his back here. Why did he cancel his back?
I
Why
have
is he
no
hovering?
idea. I guess he can't decide if he should stay or if he should leave.
The gold. He just what? He just took 175 gold from Xayah.
It's definitely a little interesting. Maybe he's close to his component, but no, it looks like in base he is a little bit far. So it is a little awkward, but we'll have to see.
It's not to give Xayah a way out, because if he was trying to give Xayah a way out, then he would have casted the ult. Or sorry, then he would have casted the back into the brush, where Xayah could easily run it, and they would have timed it so that at the end of the 7 seconds, she would just be able to back with him. He ran into the lane, ran into the tower range, and immediately got that gold. In theory, sure, you're trying to get a faster back because of the steal, but that is absolutely not what happened, as we are going to be seeing the flag go down.
Yeah, and it looks like both these teams have different objectives. You know, GME wanted to go for the gold, ended up greeting a little bit more, and that stalled their back. And Warlanders are here, and they want to get this dragon.
J4 has a nice little pink ward right over. Smite is available as well. Will go forward. Thresh is able to get the death sentence off. Catapults into the backside. It is going to be Victor who picks it up. Set immediately taking the J4 into the back line. Look at just all of that damage. Aphelios now into the back line as well, trying to kite to the best of his ability. Lee Sin is able to trade that off. Bidoof is trying his best to kite away. Meanwhile, Tyler is trying his best. Oh my goodness. The Lee Sin, what is that called? The Lee Sin Q! But oh my god, the Syndra ult will do more damage than possible.
Why are they chasing a Syndra?
Scout of the Week! Scout of the Week lands onto the 3. That's so good! Tyler is able to trade it off. The nice little flash auto claims the life of Leaf, and they're looking for a little bit more. Joe Camiotti is looking for a little bit more. The set is a little little too close to the sun right now. The death sentence does go out, but it's not going to be caught on anything. The TP now from the Victor to route them off. Or sorry, from the Cinder rather. Oh, no, I got it wrong yet again. From the Shen, but he holds his taunt. Nice little next level kill there. 6-0 start for the Cinder. Death sentence again will land right on top of the set. He is not letting Ugu breathe at all this game, and they're looking to continue fishing right now. The Victor does have the TP if he wants to make a little flash escape play, but I don't think that it's going to matter. And they lost so much out of that chase, and you got to wonder what was going through their mind. 7-0 Syndra should be right about now, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was going through their heads with that chase. You know, you had such a huge play. You got the dragon. You got 3 kills. There was no reason to chase that down. Just express your lead over the map. Push the waves. Get the towers going, but they didn't want to go for it. But they're going for this Aphelios in the top wave.
Oh my god, Jay is just a sitting duck right about now. Dragon Kick kind of gives him a couple seconds to himself, but those seconds are not enough as it's immediately answered by the Lee Sin, who says, you know what, I kind of want to get fed too. Syndra's having all the fun. It's about my turn to have fun. And this is the player on World Enders that if you want to have kills on someone, you give it to Adam. You give it to your trusty jungler. And on the Lee Sin, a champion, a great skirmisher, a 1v1 wise, or even a team comp like he's never gonna die wise, is exactly the type of person, the type of player that you want here. No Dragon Kick available, so there is no Insect available here for any type of fight. But Baron has spawned up, as I believe that is going to be the second Rift Herald of the game, will actually just die off the map.
Yeah, it's a little bit interesting. We'll have to see, you know, what these teams are looking to do. With GME being so far ahead with their Syndra with the 700 gold bounty, 7-0, sitting way far ahead of her lane opponents. But in these fights, GME is not really finding the situations and the placements they want to be in. World Enders always being on the front end of the fight, pulling GME into them and having the fight go their way. And it looks like, you know, both of these teams are reporting a little bit of lag. We'll have to see if there's something going on with Riot or something like that. But, you know, regardless, you know, just the movement in these fights is just acting a little bit weird. We'll have to see how GME are going to be able to amend that, because even though they have been losing these fights, it has been World Enders, you know, a little bit of, you know, maybe ego, miscommunication, where they're just following these bad plays, like chasing that Syndra and just not really having nice little follow-ups to these fights.
Yeah, and I'm actually really shocked that there is no LDR right now from the Aphelios. He actually is opting in for the Collector. I think that there was a rundown of Collector versus LDR from LS, and it actually showed that LDR gives at least 15 to 25%, or sorry, not percent, 15 to 25 flat extra AD versus the Collector. And a lot of people actually just fall for that collection trap, right? The 5%. You're kind of in your own mind thinking that, you know, now is the time, as we actually are going to be seeing the Stadium United coupled with Aphelios just sitting right now inside of this Chaos Storm. Set in the meanwhile going to be bringing J4 into the back entirety of the team. Zaya free hitting for her heart's content. Nice little flash away guarantees her some quickness. What on earth did I do? Is he going to survive beating? No, he won't. Oh my god. I was just about to say, oh my god, I thought that was contracts for a second. He flash kicked Bidoof to safety. I'm not quite sure if the Reddit play was there, but the death sentence from the Thresh is there, and it will be able to stop Victor. But
is
for
this
a
real?
couple seconds, yeah, they actually are going to be forcing this dragon here.
Dragon?
Or sorry, this Baron. Maybe I drank way too many non-alkies, but the Baron here. Oh my god, 30 seconds on top of this.
Oh my god, it's real.
Well. They are able to do this for free.
Don't execute. He's gonna execute. Oh no.
She's gonna need to recall. No way. Does Thresh actually take?
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh, he goes for the kill.
Oh, does he get it? He dies. He dies. He dies.
Yeah.
He dies.
No, he doesn't die.
No, 1 HP.
Oh no, he dies to the Shen. He dies to the Shen.
Show me that HP right now.
Oh no.
Oh.
She's debating whether she wants to flash or not.
The flash.
Oh, they should
Why
not
would
be.
Rakan go back in?
No, it's good.
Thunderstorm. He wasn't traded. Oh my god, what is going on right now?
I'm so
the World Enders. Vito says, I want some more too. What the? I don't want to swear, but what is going on? What on earth is going on? I almost actually had a gamer moment right there. I'm going to be using the Dark Spear. Victor now thinking that, you know what, I got out using my flash. I think it's time to die to Syndra. And he wants back in. Lee Sin, meanwhile, is like, I don't know what the hell is going on. I see the dragon. I might as well get it. Wait, he actually...
Oh, no, he's fine. He has the second smite charge.
Okay. I was just about to say, wait, really? All right, he does have... I don't know what is going on with this game. but it actually does have the smite available for this dragon. Oh my god, the Goon Squad and GME are on the way though.
No,
No
they
way.
should get
It's
this
kinda-
dragon for real.
No way.
Okay.
Oh, whoa.
Okay.
Okay, guys. It was a joke. It was a joke.
It was just a nice little prank. Nice little prank.
Yeah, it's a social experiment. Chill.
Yo, just
Chill.
gone wrong. Unlucky.
Chill, man. Chill. Yo, cops called. Chill. Chill.
As I
Clarinet
think-
instructor gone wild.
It's a little bit interesting though, you know, with the Baron picked up and with all the kills and the fiesta happening in this game, you know, Warren Enders got the Baron, and they have been pushing ahead, but they're only 1k gold ahead of GME right now. I think it should be a little bit higher, but just with these fights not really going their way and GME trading a lot back, especially across the map.
I just find it. I find it. Hold on, sorry. I find it so funny. I find it so funny that everyone on the side of World Enders is like so stacked up when you look at their damage and like look at their kills and stuff, and then when you look at GME, it's just 10 kills on beat. Beat up has all the gold right now. Can we actually see the gold graph?
Yeah.
He should be sitting. Yeah, he's sitting on like 10.5k. Victor Lee has 8.5. Omega Law, that's a difference of 2k. The goal lead right now is legitimately just probably in the top side. If I had to guess, it'd probably be in the top side, and then maybe support with an asterisk, just because I think that Rakan is getting a lot more done around the map than the Thresh. Thresh actually opting in for Shiraya, so they really want to get that movement speed. Nice little death sentence. He actually takes that, runs right in front of the Feathers. Okay, nice little recall there. Featherstorm now going to be thrown out as well.
Oh, Zaya no flash as she goes down.
Does go down here. She does go down to Beau. They want a little bit more here. Adam is forced. He actually won't do anything here. He does actually just tank the full abrupt force of that Moonlight Vigil. Actually does have a cute little tag on the Cinder that he could take and potentially re-engage here. He is sitting on a GA, so obviously he knows his importance and he knows his own worth like the king he is. But again, you know, we are now playing at this stage of the game for this next mountain, which would be the soul for the side of World Enders. I think that if you're Zaya right now, and if even Rakan for that matter, you know, the bot lane entirety of the World Enders, you don't really need to play so far up, right? You don't really need to play for anything right now. There's nothing on the map for you to get. You just take it one fight at a time for the most part. You don't really need to force unless obviously you see something really, really nice for you. And if you are Zaya, then there should be no reason for you to be walking so far up here, as we are going to be seeing her try to get and collect enough gold here to finish off that IE, which should be devastating for the side of GME if she absolutely is able to free hit as she has been.
Yeah, and I do spot something on the map for Warren Enders that they want. It will be that Mountain Dragon in 2 minutes. They're sitting at soul points. They've, you know, I can't speak English either. You know, I think you've rubbed off on me as they, you know, sneakily crept
there was
out.
a lot of rubbing, but
I sneakily crept up on these dragons, picking up 3. You know, the 2 mountain dragons are already adding so many stats to them, with the 3rd and the mountain soul bonus that they could potentially get would be absolutely huge for these team fights, as they have been, you know, sustaining a lot of damage.
It's actually a lethal tempo of Aphelios.
Yep.
It's not a Conqueror Aphelios.
And, you know, Jay has been known for his OP Korean boats. He has been a longtime fan of Korean boats, and honestly goes out of his way more than a lot of people would to go and look for them. He was a large proponent of Wit's End before that skyrocketed in popularity. And it looks like this time around we do have the lethal tempo of Aphelios with the Collector second. I do believe as well. I wonder if we can see this. Yeah, he went to max his... Excuse me, he went to max his lethality second rather than the attack speed. So he's just trying to hit hard.
Right. I mean, it makes sense, right? With the crit, you really do want to be doing the maximum amount of damage. You know, Aphelios is kind of this awkward type of champion, because when we think of the dynamic of what is an AD carry, we split AD carries into 2 groups, casters and attack speed. And Aphelios, it kind of is like an old school MF. Remember when we used to build caster, like, lethality and then the attack speed as well? It kind of fits underneath that rule, so it does make sense for him, especially now as he has actually picked up the collectors as well, to be getting that lethal, or to be getting that lethality. I'm just really confused because he has been in a lot of these like drawn out fights and sustainable fights that I think if he had a little bit extra healing or even a little bit extra AD, he might actually came on top. Who knows?
Yeah, and Warren Enders, you know, they're seeing what's going on around the map, and they want this mid tower instead, and they are going to be able to secure it. With the dragon spawning in 18 seconds, it looks like they're trading, yeah. Oh, they will get spotted.
They're on boards, yeah. The entirety of GME know that they are here towards top side. JT is backing on the Shen, but he does have the TP up available as well. And there is a fat, pink ward right there in that top side try that is not taken out. It will get taken out actually right now. Oh, wait, what? Why are World Enders here top and they're backing?
Yeah,
Wait,
it's a little
what
bit
is the game
interesting.
plan?
As now they're just opting to give up the
How do
dragon
they
for
come
free.
over with the blast
No,
cone?
now
Yeah,
they're hopping on the
they go
Baron.
over with the blast cone.
Yeah,
Yeah, Victor actually TP'd right in. They exactly know where GME is going to be entering from. GME did have that nice little pixel thwarted Chaos Storm, going to be thrown out from the Victor just to dismay and kind of, push them out off the Baron pit. Now, Baron is actually going to be resetting here. Death Sentence does go wide. Lee Sin does have that Q. He's trying to go for a little pick here, but remember that disengaged Moonlight Vigil will drop down and will kill Rakan. Meanwhile, on the backside, that's a huge 4-man E! Phantom Storm in the backside as well. I turned to a pirate, but how could you not love this team fight right about now? Zaya is trying her best. She gets another kill, double kill going over to Zaya. It's Bidoof and JT versus the world. Oh my god, Leaf is forced to flash from absolutely nothing. Bidoof now sees the Zaya. Oh my god, he gets the nice little dark storm off. Nice little dark spear. It's a 1v1. Who do you have your money on? 12 inches or Bidoof? That sounds so weird, but oh my goodness, they gave up so much towards the bot side. I'm not quite sure why they gave up the dragon if they were not going to fully hard commit to the Baron. They called off the Baron the exact second that they just did not want to continue it. They saw GME pushing from below and they said, no way are we going to allow this to be coin flip. And instead, they go for a risky insect play, which, like we said earlier, the Shen, the J4, the Syndra, the Thresh, there's so much to stop you. And exactly like that, Lee Sin gets stopped in his tracks when he's trying to go for a play, and that just makes the fight a 4v5 automatically when he's just taken out like that.
Yeah, it's a little bit tragic. The intention was there. He had it ready to go. I think had a Furios not instantly flashed away and then gotten support from his support, it would have been disaster for him. So it's smart read from him in order to stop that play from happening. And it did end up going, 4 for 4. A lot of summoners were blown. I don't think anyone has flash left. Maybe a few people do. Looks like the set is the only remaining member, and the Rakan. So, a little bit of an advantage for one hitters on that side, but with another dragon spawning in 2 minutes 50, we'll have to see if that same play will happen again.
I kid you not, this is such a weird fight and a weird game to comment, because when we look towards the itemization for Thresh, he has a Shurelia's, and then it's like, Rakan, where's yours?
Yeah. And, the support mythic should be switched.
Yeah,
Thresh should have the lock.
That's exactly what I'm thinking right about now. I'm like, wait a minute, what? What is going on right about now? But in the meanwhile, oh my god, Adam? Okay, he almost saved the Thresh. Nice little dragon kick to throw him out.
Oh no!
Unfortunately, Zaya will just get deleted.
Oh, such a late
Meanwhile,
TP.
Lee Sin in the backside as well. It's a really late TP from the set, and I don't think that it's going to be mattered that much. J4 is going to be trying to trail. The set does get a nice little kickback into the Syndra.
Oh, he gets deleted.
What on earth was that?
Oh,
my
3-man
God,
Rakan
yes,
W.
he did it! He gets a nice little Rakan flash W, but I don't think that he even knew where his teammates were. Victor just gets one shot as well. Wow. That looked way cooler when you're going for that type of play.
Wait, what is up
and
with
that's the type of
Aphelios?
play.
Look at his model.
Yeah.
What
yeah,
is going on?
Yeah, go back to Aphelios' model.
Yo,
Go back
what
to
is
Aphelios'
happening?
model for a second. Can you zoom in? Stop in the name of love. Yo, he's like, yo, Baron, chill. Baron, chill. Baron, chill. They've had so many fights at this point. They're all like, yo, guys, chill. Can we just have fun? Come on, guys. Set actually does have the flash available as well. The W going to be taken out from Bidoof.
Oh, this isn't real. This isn't real.
What
is happening? What was that?
And he should have listened to that Aphelios' character model. It's fixed now.
Okay, somehow
he got knocked up. He got knocked up, so it resets your character model.
That was so weird.
Oh my god, that was weird. What's weirder, the Aphelios' character model, or the fact that World Enders randomly all died? Is he uses the Flash W, arguably the biggest combo, component to Rakan's kit for basically nothing. That's like one of those plays where you're like, oh my god, guys, I got the 4-man Rakan W.
Yeah.
And you're like, guys,
I think you can do it, but your team can't follow up.
Yeah, you're like, oh shoot.
It feels so bad, and that ended up baiting his mid laner in, and it cost him. He's got the Medjais, he has the book. A little bit of the pages were torn out as the dragon is spawning in 30 seconds. Still sole point for Woodlanders. But if GME were able to pick this up, that would mean sole point for them.
Victor actually wants to play this on a TP angle. I'm actually really surprised.
Yeah, and it looks like...
Yeah, I don't know. I would think that honestly you would want Victor to run in with you. I think that he's probably looking just to get, another very large rod right now. Oh, Shirelia's actually going to be procced here. Rakan E, awkward E there, just gets hit right into the wall. I think that he was pretty safe just Wing. I don't think that he had to E. But unfortunately, that will cost him as he does get tagged up on by that death sentence. And forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think that Bidoof is having his best KDA game of the season in this game, 16-1.
I think it would be a pretty fair assumption to say so. We'll have to see.
That might be. Is that KDL highest for a single game?
No.
I'm pretty sure
I
Code
think it's
is like
been higher.
23. Oh, nice little flash there outside of the Cataclysm. Yeah, I could have sworn Code is like 22.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something in the 20s. We could be looking at potentially much more.
Yeah, and we could be potentially looking at the game end as Ugu here is in the top lane. 5 members of GME. They want it. They're gonna get it.
Oh my god, this is literally the Avengers. Oh my god, that was Thanos there on the top side, and immediately the Avengers are looking to get things done. Lee Sin actually.
What?
What was that?
What?
What was that?
What?
What was that? What was that? Hello? Hello? Did he just echo it?
I have no idea. As the insect comes out and it does nothing. 5 members of GME here. And it looks like they're going to be able to pick up Lee Sin as well. And this should mean the end for Woodlanders. GME should be able to pick up this game 1.
Did he just echo ult?
I have no idea.
I'm not quite sure what that was. That was very, very weird. Is there something wrong with the client right now?
Yeah, they've been talking all game about the server being extremely laggy, so we'll have to see, you know.
Okay, nice little EQ flash on top of
5-man W!
5-man! Again, that's one of those plays where it's like, guys, help! Oh, shoot, guys. What?
Why did he just kill the Syndra?
I thought, yeah, the KDA! No way is this not the highest single game KDA. This for sure is. Bidoof just got the highest KDA in a KDL game. There's no way. That is 26 KDA?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that beats
high.
out. I'm pretty sure that is legitimately the highest for this season so far. As we are going to be seeing GME take game 1. Wow. Wow. That was something. Wow.
Yeah, and it looks like, you know, we are talking with the players. The servers are apparently very bad right now, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of speak towards it. Right now, we are actually getting talks of server instabilities, and apparently this is a known issue across Clash and custom games right about now. Yeah, I mean, this is really, really tricky here. We might actually have to end the series or postpone it right now. But with that being said, you know, what a game. We're not going to talk about the games that have yet to be played. Let's talk about the game that has been played. Wow, I'm surprised Lee Sin actually did less damage than Shen.
Yeah, I mean, Lee Sin, you know, had the combos and he was able to do a lot of damage. Or not, he was not able to do a lot of damage.
Xayah damage.
Yeah, I thought it would be way higher, honestly.
I thought Xayah was doing a lot of damage. Could we look at the builds? Did she go Kraken?
Yep.
Yeah, she did. Huh, I'm really shocked. Also, I'm surprised she actually went PD. I would have thought that she would want a Fire Cannon. Fire Cannon just, I don't know, it seems more reasonable because then you're in Cinder's range.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an interesting choice. I'm sure they'll be, you know, analyzing the build, you know, after the game, as I think, you know, this game was very back and forth between both of these teams. You know, GME and Woodlanders both having a strong performance this game. It seemed like it was so adamantly in GME's favor, and then they ended up throwing, and then Woodlanders were able to secure the Baron. They got a 3-for-1 at the Dragon, and then they chased the Syndra down, and that was just a tragedy. It was just, you know, a little bit of an unfortunate circumstance for both of these teams, and it looks like GME was able to come out on top with a little bit of better macro in the later stages of the game, utilizing the long death timers to really push their advantage. And that ended up securing the game in their favor.
You know what? I think that the league in general, this patch, is really laggy because even earlier, I just remembered, even earlier when it was me, Tanner, Exoria, and you, we were having, and I think Tarum as well, but we were having a game, and then like suddenly three of us like just froze a frame. So that actually might be what they're experiencing. Obviously, it's not unplayable. I guess you like unplayable, but at the same time, it's not something that you really want to play because it's like anything could happen. Like League is one of those games where every single frame kind of counts. So we're gonna have to see what the team captains have in store for their teams because they are allowed to postpone because again, this is not really on any of their sides. This is more so a League of Legends client thing. And we certainly don't want to have people who already are playing on kind of a crutch, aka world enders with their, 140 plus MS from EU, now having to deal with frame skips or, awkward just frame lags or just freezes for the most part. We're just gonna have to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, interesting to see. If the break does happen, I think it will give Warners a lot of time. Or excuse me, both of these teams a lot of times because they both kind of made the same mistakes where people were just getting caught where they really shouldn't be, and mistakes in team fighting where they ended up losing more people than they should have, which didn't translate to objectives. And it definitely gives both of these times a lot of ample time to kind of review the mistakes of this game and figure out what went wrong for both of these teams. GME, they did come out on top, but it was not a clean victory. They were very sloppy throughout the game. They threw a lot of fights, and the fights ended up going Warner's way more times than a few.
Right.
And it's definitely something for them to review and kind of work on, especially, I think a lot of people noticed that the Thresh this game had a little bit of a hard game. The hooks, many goals to Italy. I think it might have been, a FIFA world record.
Yeah. Right.
And,
I mean, they were trying to go for the World Cup or something. I don't know. But like you said, right, this definitely was uncharacteristically, and I think it's not really a shock to say that, uncharacteristically sort of a messier game that compared to what we've seen from GME. GME is a typical team that comes into these games, will just completely stomp you out at 20 minutes or completely stomp you out anywhere from that 20 to 30 range. This team brought GME to 35 minutes, dropped 25 kills on them. Granted, GME still won, but let's be honest here. If you didn't have Bidoof on an 18-1 and 8, a 26 KDA in this game, I think things might have went a little bit differently. Like this is one of those things where whether or not you postpone the second match because of in-game issues, I think you kind of have to talk that over and be like, okay, guys, we kind of got too far with it. We kind of did this when we really didn't need to. Like, I don't know. Like you said, Thresh was having a lot of difficulty landing the death sentences. Obviously, no one is going to hit 100%. But the Cinder absolutely putting on so much weight for the team right now. 18-1 and 8. I still can't get over it. What a performance from Bidoof right now. That was just
you're just gonna be seeing it in your sleep, I guess. In your dreams.
I'm gonna close my eyes and he's gonna be throwing the dark sphere at me. Like,
as it looks like both of these teams, did come to the conclusion unanimously that they are going to continue to play it out and hope that the servers will be a little bit better. If not, they will go ahead and suck it up and play through it. So we'll be going ahead and seeing the series finish tonight. But in the meantime, we will be seeing a break from us, so the casters can have a little bit of rest before we get into probably another banger of a game. I would assume that game 2 probably goes the same way as the game 1 went. Both these teams showing a lot of life and having a lot of proactive plays, and we'll have to see if Warners are going to be able to come back. Some people think of 0-1 as a comfort zone to be able to get that reverse sweep, and we'll have to see if Warners are going to be able to do so. But until then, we will be back in around 5 or 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. You are watching the KDL.
and welcome back to the KDL. You are watching game 2 now. Immediately going to be jumping into the draft here after such an exciting game 1 from GME versus World Enders. GME was going to be did end up being the victors at the end of that one. But Stu, like, how do you think that momentum is going to translate into this game? Because after such a close game, do you think that the World Enders are kind of just down in the dumps for the most part right about now?
Honestly, I think that they should be fine. With the game being as close as it was, it really could have gone either way. It was a little bit of mistakes in the later part of the game that really cost them the game and ended up making them lose, but they were still very competitive throughout the game, so I would assume that they would be in pretty high spirits. They are going to take away Bidoof Syndra, not another insane performance from him on that champion, but we'll have to see if he's going to perform on another. But Enders, they should stay competitive, they should still have their heads high, and they should be able to potentially come away with a win on this one. If the game goes the same way that it went last time, which is such a chaotic game, GME never really felt like they were in control until the end. And that is what World Enders really thrives in.
Pretty sure Code Phoenix was texting the World Enders frantically after seeing such a monstrous performance by Bidoof and saying, you know what, don't let him get it. Another one, boys. I need the KDA, guys. I need the KDA. Chill out. Chill out. And they immediately will be taking off these mid lane prio picks. We have the Syndra, we have the Boreana, and now we will be having the Ezreal taken off as well. Interesting to see no Xayah ban. Xayah and Kai'Sa being two off Leaf's formidable ADs, and neither are going to be touched for the most part right about now.
Yeah, it looks like they are just going to steal away the Wukong instead. The Xin Zhao is available for GME if they do want to pick it up. The Viego was unfortunately banned away, so nothing, no shenanigans on that champion this time around, and we'll have to see what they're going to look to go for. The Kindred hover.
Oh.
Surely that's a tease, and it will be locked in.
Oh my god,
I can't focus.
If World Enders haven't lost, I lost. I don't have. Like, this is just an amazing pickup here. I want to just rave about this pick for a second because you have a nice little budget AD in your jungle position. This is like a Graves, except if Graves did not get like blocked out by other, other targetable things such as minions, jungle camps, or even other enemies for that part. Kindred also hard scales with the mark system. So mobile, just can save her entire team with her ultimate. I really like this pickup. Typical Kindred, counters, Kha'Zix, Warwick, even that Xin Zhao, like you were talking about, are still available and on the board. This is more than likely going to be another proxy pick cinched here if this is going to be locked in. We'll have to keep our eyes checked up on that one. But here for this B3 pickup, and the cinch is just going to be Xayah. So I'm pretty sure that they could just go for a nice little Rakan blind here if they really want to just play the Lovers Duo again.
Yeah, and we'll have to see if they're going to leave it to the second phase and maybe potentially draw a ban out of GME or just pick it away. It will be the Xerath picked up.
Okay, they want to flex that, or?
It could be, it could be a flex. I think 12 inches has been known to play it in the past in the support role. I wouldn't be surprised to see him take it into the mid lane either. But we'll have to see where it does end up going. But GME already having the Malphite, having the Kindred. We'll have to see what their last pick for this first pick phase is going to be with 3 seconds left on the clock. It will be the Taric cover, and the Taric picked up.
Oh my god, I kid you not. This has been one of my favorite supports of all time. When I first got my friends into League of Legends, I said, you know what? Today is the first day you only play Taric, and now he has 400k mastery points on Taric. Taric is such a nice champion. So much skirmish potential. A lot of people underestimate the ability of Taric in lane. He does so much burst damage, can heal you forever with his Q, which is spammable, by the way, on a 1-second cooldown if he's able to auto-attack you. He has so much setup with his E, and then his ultimate takes damage, negation to a next level. And when you look at the damage negation that you already have with the Kindred's ultimate, it's just, really kind of diresome for you if you are the World Enders.
Yeah, and they do have an excellent way of baiting the enemy team in. Like you said, with that Kindred ultimate, the Lamb's Respite, they have the Malphite. So as soon as that ultimate is over, oh no, World Enders is stack up. You just get a nice little 3, 4, 5-man ultimate, just easy peasy like that. They also have the Taric as well to force fights, let Kindred jump forward into the enemy team without a care in the world. Even if she does get caught up, she still does have the Lamb's Respite after the Taric ultimate. It will be interesting to see, what they end up to go for. As they did ban away the Galio on the set, really targeting Izzy's champ pool, trying to put him on something a little bit more uncomfortable. And it looks like the Nivea will banned away. And we'll have to see what the last ban for Wonders is with 3 seconds left on the clock. Looks like they will end up going for a Zoe death.
Wow, okay. I would not have thought about a Zoe ban coming out, to be honest with you. Like, that is really, really surprising. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've seen Bidoof play a lot of Zoe in the KDL so far.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
also just that Zoe's a little bit off theme from this team composition of GME. They really want to like go in and make the fight happen. Oh,
I
we could see the
guess, yeah,
action.
but are they doing this for Tanner?
It
Because
could
this
be.
is something that he has been spamming. Hybrid,
Oh
okay,
no.
okay.
Oh,
I
it's
assume
Kindred
that we
ADC.
Yeah, I assume that we were gonna get a spicy pickup with the Taric, and now it does make sense here with the Taric Kindred. You know, like you said, yeah, the Ram's Respite, and then you also have the Taric's ultimate. I'm blinking right now. Cosmic Radiance. There we go. Cosmic Radiance, and
Oh,
so you never die. Kennen mid pickup here. Kennen mid, it's so strong. I kid you not. It's so good right now. Not a lot of people play it. I played it or sorry, I played with someone in solo queue who went like 15 and 6 or something like that on this pickup. This is such a nice little pick here. Obviously, it kind of does suffer from traditional Kennen, you know, it, weaknesses such as range. So you still could get a nice little Sandra Azir. You still could be, into a Victor, into a Fizz or a Cassiopeia, typical mage counters.
huh?
But we're gonna have to see. This would be a Mumu support. This is a
No,
thing.
no, no. This is a Mumu. It's Qued.
Oh,
I'm a little bit confused about where people are going
Wukong
on World
Jungle.
Ender's team. Yeah, it looks like it would be the
Wukong
Wukong jungle.
Jungle. Oh,
And the
Kennen top. Sorry.
yeah, the Kennen top and then Kennen
Okay,
top, Wukong jungle.
I spoke way too soon, I guess.
No, no, no. It is the Kennen mid, I think, and then the I'm so confused. So
Okay,
the
so
Quad
Kled
top,
top.
yep,
Yeah.
Wukong jungle,
Wukong jungle.
Kennen
Yeah.
mid.
Xerath. No, Xerath mid.
No, no,
Oh
no,
no
no.
no no! You're yeah. Kennen mid.
And then
Xayah Xerath.
Zaya, yeah, Zaya's there. Oh
I
my
don't know
god,
why. If I'm gonna
I
be
don't know
honest
why
with
that's
you,
so hard.
yeah, no, it is because if I'm gonna be honest with you, I I don't know. The only time you would pair, and maybe this is my own experience, or maybe this is me talking out of my ass. Who knows? You decide. But in order to pair the Xerath with something, you typically want to pair it with some other type of poke. And when you think about the dynamic of a Xayah is not a poke champion. You know, I guess you could argue that Q is poke, and then the callback as well. But if you were gonna go Xerath, I think that you honestly could have gotten away with a nice little Jin and MF, or even something else as a caster, because there's not a lot of setup for you in this lane, and it's just kind of all reliant either on the Xerath's E or just that Zaya getting that nice little Featherstorm passive off, and we are going to be seeing second round here of the draft.
Yep,
Yeah,
and
this
this
is
one
just a
will go
redraft.
through a lot faster, as it looks like they will be going for the IIL once again on the side of Warnenders. It
Yep,
looks like we might be seeing,
ABDXD.
oh, the ABDXD. Are we going to see it? Lock in the D. Yes, sir.
Wow, someone clipped that. Lock in the
Yeah.
D. Someone clipped that. This guy just screamed out lock in the D.
Yo,
Whoa.
out of context.
Whoa, this guy's wild in. Whoa. Honestly, while we do have some time here, I really love the comp of GME. Obviously, World Enders are mixing it up, but I just don't see their mix up in the bot lane with the Xerath paying off for them. If I'm gonna be extremely honest, like
Is it going
I
to be
don't
a
know.
Qued jungle?
Wait, this is Kled Jungle. Wait,
It's a little interesting.
unless this is Issy Jungle,
Yeah, we'll have to see once we
are
get
they
into the
role
game.
swapping?
I'm not sure. Corky.
The only champion on the side of World Enders that would make sense would be a Wukong jungle. I've never seen a Kled jungle. Aside from like when he came out, but
Yeah, it has definitely been a minute since I've seen one. I
has
assume
a
it is
31% win rate.
Yeah, I assume it is a role swap. That would be my guess, but it's a little bit interesting.
So I'm really actually surprised here because I thought that Adam performed like pretty decent, I guess, in this game, and I'm really shocked that they actually want to swap him what looks to be topside. Like I don't think, and this is a hot take here. I don't think it was, player diff. If I'm gonna be really honest, I really don't think it was player diff. I think it was execution diff. I think that World Enders legitimately lost the game when they were chasing for Bidoof by the Baron. Like all four of them were just
Yeah.
walking in a line, and then they just get hit back by the Scatter the Weak plus the Dark Sphere.
Yeah.
Just like killed them all.
And then they got
they
TP'd
were
on
just
and they all got chased
right,
down.
and
Yeah.
then like it was just so annoying just to like play, and I can't imagine like just dying into that whole mess as well. And so like with that being said, I really don't think it was player gap, and if they are swapping, then that obviously means that the World Enders clearly think it is player gap. But enough of that, though. We are going to be seeing a Kindred AD, like you said earlier. This is a spicy pick. It was picked up predominantly in the mid lane for quite a bit, and it still is played to this day in the mid lane, but just not as frequently. So we're gonna have to see how they're able to turn this one around, because the bot lane of GME should theoretically never die with that kind of setup.
Yeah, and Kindred AD has always been something that's been kind of on the outskirts of ADC. You know, she has seen some play, but not really too much. The important thing with Kindred ADC is you kind of need to get ahead early, get your marks going, and get that set up.
Right.
And even if not, you just need to be able to bully the enemy bot lane. Because if you can trap them under tower, you can just let your W sit there and just eat away at them, and have your Wolf just take away their HP, and that's something that could potentially look to go for. But with the Xerath on the side of Wonders, I could see that being a little bit problematic, as it looks like I'm not sure what's going on at all.
Adam mid, Issy jungle. They did a last second role swap, so it is going to be the jungler of World Enders going mid. And yeah, so World Enders jungle and mid switch.
Yep.
Man,
and we'll have to see how it works out for them, as we are going to go ahead and get into the
just no 3-minute sector. Nah, just leave it. We already went into already made 20 minutes. Yeah, just who cares, man? Who cares at this point? Just leave it. We're gonna be off the romp here. Oh my goodness, man.
As I'm, with the, I look at both of these compositions, and both of them kind of make me scratch my head a little bit. You know, nothing too normal on either side of the fence.
I mean, like who's saying in chat, right? They saw everyone put up their votes. They saw the points. They're like, wait a minute, we got how many points racked up for these people? All right, coin flip this. They're like, wait, Tanner has how many points right about now? And they're like, all right, it's time to just, not so much throw, but make this a spicy game. And that is exactly what they're trying to do here. And we're going to have to see whether or not they're able to accomplish it. Who knows? But, well, we are just waiting here another 2 minutes. If you do not already have us in your sidebar, please join our Discord. That is going to be the K-pop Discord League. All our links can be found down below in the description. We are starting, potentially, an EU KDL first time ever, or a K-pop Valorant Season 2. We are on the, the edge of the fence. That was an awkward sentence. But we are on the fence for either of those tourneys, and whichever one gets more attention, or just we see more, realistically kind of taking off and starting, we will be following that one and starting that up soon. So if you are interested in either of those, please do go down below, join the K-pop Discord League, and then join those affiliated links through our own Discord as well. I'm looking forward to that season. I'm looking forward to that game. Yeah, great games.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, if the EU KDO does go ahead and get up and take off, and we do see the first season started, if there's going to be any kind of difference in, maybe play style, or, maybe some of the EU players who have played in the KDL previously really pop off in the EU KDL, and we could potentially see them come back to the NA KDL, maybe with a little bit of chip on their shoulder. It'll be interesting to see, if it does end up taking off, but I think the Valorant League has been getting a lot of attention so far, so we'll have to see how that one's going to work out as well. A lot of these League players, League is just so different from Valorant. We'll have to see, if we see some common names. I do believe Code was one of the people who ended up winning both the KDL and the KVL, and we'll have to see if we're going to get any repeats of that.
Sorry, who did you say, Cam?
No, Code.
Oh,
Code and Tarum, I believe, are the two who have won both. And Tanner, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? We'll have to see a run back, I guess, right? We'll have to see whether or not they're able to do it. Yeah, we are going to be getting loaded into this game here. Just give us a brief second. Oh, wow, that is actually very unfortunate. I just looked at my side monitor. Jeez, Mario actually got eliminated. Jizuke actually got eliminated. He's not. Oh, that's just so unfortunate. 100 Thieves, they could go into Worlds. Man, that's sad. Imagine losing to Huhi. Anyways, we are now loaded into this game here. KDL, GME versus World Enders. GME are 1 game up. World Enders have to win 2 consecutive games, this and the next one, if they want to make it to finals. Whoever wins this game gets to finals. This is going to be a tricky one to watch. Bear with us here. Hopefully this is another banger of a game here. Oh wow, they're doing the typical restart though. looks like they're kind of splitting up. What are they doing?
Welcome to Summoner's
They're like hiding on Pixel? Are they actually going to cut through Pixel? You
Yeah,
hardly
it
ever
looks
see
like
anyone do that.
they could do so. It'll be interesting to see if they're going to opt for
Oh,
it.
they're playing defensive. This is so weird because we saw GME playing defensive, and now they're the ones playing defensive.
Maybe because GME ended up winning the last game, they potentially thought that, they might take that tempo advantage and walk into their jungle and try and invade, but it looks like they decided against it. As we will be seeing, them just 5-stack this bush, nothing too crazy going on, but, Ivern is a little bit of a suster, a notorious suster at that, walking into your jungle, tapping your either red buff or blue buff and just stealing it away and then walking back into his, so we could potentially see that come out. A little bit of a cheeky play, but it looks like he's just going to walk towards his blue buffer now.
Right. I mean, not much happening right now. We are just going to be seeing a normal start. Surprisingly, you typically see a D-ring or a D-blade on this Corki mid. This game, however, we are actually seeing Corrupting Pulse.
Yeah,
So we are looking at just like a caster Corki.
Yeah, and the lethal tempo as well is a little bit of an interesting rune choice.
Oh, true.
So would be interesting there. We'll have to see how it does work out. As Kennen does take the W, opted into the D-blade as well, so the extra AD is going to help him out to there. As we do see potentially a fight. Oh, Jay actually jumped forward, is ignited. It does not have to. Oh, it is going to blow the flash now. Okay, the flash from Issy is not going to be enough. But it is flash heal, and it is a nice little exchange of summoners in the bot lane, but it is going to slow down Issy's clear by a lot. As Ivern is going to get his taps off, and it should be able to pull ahead.
Wait, by the looks of it, it doesn't even look like Ivern got any buffs. I think he just got his first buff there.
Yeah, it looks like he tapped a few things off. I think he tapped his bot side camps and then went up to red and smited it.
Yeah.
As now he's gonna catch Adam in the mid lane. He is gonna get rooted up.
Kennen.
Oh.
He kills Kennen here. Kennen forced to flash.
Oh, and he doesn't flash.
Oh, he doesn't flash. But that was very good from the Ivern because I think that ultimately it was just that red buff burn that got him. But even then, it's still really tricky. JT in a little bit of a bind here. He's trying to 1v1 a Kled with full conk stacks, and that is never gonna go your way as Malphite.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate stuff.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
I sounded like a motorcycle going off there for a second. But oh my god, what was that?
Yo, I just
Yo, oh my god, is that a EU Xerath? What are these Qs hitting?
3 minutes into the game, and I believe we have only 4 people in the game with flash available. Just so many summoner spells being used. And once again, Kled is dismounted, but has the passive stacking and has the courage mounting. We'll have to see if he's going to be able to get that mount back up, as Xayah here is walking very far forward. Wants to try and punish this Kindred, but with the Ivern here, looks like they could potentially look to turn on him. Gonna decide against it, as Kindred had a little bit of a rough first few levels.
Oh my god, the Q being thrown out there, just barely not gonna be able to land right on top of the Xayah.
Yeah, and Bidoof, interestingly enough, walked halfway to the mid lane and then decided to TP a little bit later. So a little bit of a, loss of time, but you gotta do what you gotta do to catch that wave.
Right, 100%. Anything for the wave. Tarek now actually going to be opting in for the E flash forward.
Oh,
nice
Kindred!
little flash there from Leaf. Immediately shows his prowess on the Xayah pickup. I'm not quite sure.
Oh no!
It looks like the Xayah, or it looks like the Q from the Xerath rather got cancelled, and in turn, that will be another kill going off to Naya. Roggy? I think that's his name. I don't know, that's the first time I ever said that guy's name. There will be a double kill going over to the side of Ivern so early on. I mean, it could be worse. He is his Ivern main, so...
Yeah, and...
This is so weird. This is so awkward.
Oh, Kennen should walk up. Kennen should walk up.
If they want to pinch this, and that is exactly what they want to do. There is no flash available here. He's just a sitting duck, but look at how much time he's buying as well. Ivern's able to make his way here soon.
Oh, Xerath got an
got some
assist.
KP. Even Xerath got some KP.
Oh, but Xerath walked.
Oh, but
No.
Xayah died.
Oh,
Xayah was
no.
pushing up way too far forward. And now she just holds this. Wait, why was Xayah so far forward?
She wanted to shove in the wave and look to try and punish Jay a little bit more, but unfortunately not, as Xerath roams to the mid lane. Misses the Q, unfortunate, but the stun is going to come out and the CC is going to get locked.
Double stunned. Yeah,
And-
there's nothing you can do there.
Oh,
Ivern does
is
not
Kennen
kill this.
dead? I think he
yeah,
might.
actually he is.
Yeah, he kills him.
Oh my god. Look at all that damage. It was actually the summoner Airy that came back and just one smack there, and he just died.
Yeah, the
That's
area doing a lot of
damage
damage.
from Ivern. I'm really surprised at how much damage he's actually doing.
Yeah, Ivern actually being the most fed person in the game. I believe he might have the most gold in the game. I don't
Yeah,
think he does by a significant margin.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of a question mark scenario. Not really who you want the gold on, but I think you just appreciate being ahead at this point.
I mean, when Ivern buys a Nashor's Tooth, you're going to be thanking him, right? You're going to be like, thank God you bought Nashor's, man. I don't know where you were. I think that Naya actually does go, and I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure this player actually does go Night Harvester Ivern. So you get a little bit of damage on that Q, or even if the E splashes.
Yeah, it could be something. You know, we've also seen the Leandri's Torment, Ivern, and the KDL previously, played by Bride. He had, unfortunately, not a lot of success in that game, but he did show off a nice little build, as Wukong is going to be in the mid lane, but nothing too crazy should happen. As, speaking of crazy, Cud is going crazy in the top lane.
Oh, they really want to get the shutdown gold on top of this. Kennen actually going to be flashing forward, does get that shutdown gold from Ivern. They're looking to get much more here. I think that he's going to be forced to back here.
Oh,
A little bit of an awkward tango here. Throws out that Q, will land right on top of this Malphite. Does use his ultimate charge as well. One more shotgun charge. Should save him 1 HP. And he does end up surviving.
Oh, that's so frustrating to see, you know, your enemy laner just barely live with a sliver of HP, perfectly calculated. As Kennen got that shutdown, but hasn't been back yet to spend it. And speaking of spending it, we can see Xayah is going forward. She is going to get slowed. The Taric stun is going to come out now.
Yeah.
The heal does come out, but the TP from Warlanders.
Oh,
Jay is
really wanna
dedicating
keep
to the
fighting
kill.
this.
He's going to flash forward.
Jay
And go
actually
to
just
his
flashes forward, but that's so worth because that is his mark. And remember, there was a TP earlier from the Kled. So not only has Kled gotten a significant, you know, advantage towards the top side, now it's his turn to get something towards the bot side. And they're able just to trade it off as a 2-for-1. Granted, you obviously had to use the TP, so Malphite, whatever gold he was denied earlier, you definitely make up for it right about now. But still, that is not too bad for you if you really want to be the primary carry here. And speaking of primary carry, we are going to be looking at the Ivern gank in the mid lane as well. Yet again, Daisy now coming out.
Oh,
as well.
Daisy!
Even despite the W, you're not going to be saved from the torment that is known as Ivern. Just get hit by that Xerath E. He's going to be frontlining here. Wukong, that's the real one, baby. And he will be forced to flash.
Yeah, and I think, you know... Oh, look at Wukong's items! What is Wukong's items? As,
he has not gotten it back.
He has. He just has the refillable potion and ended up staying
he's been
for so
holding
long.
off this back for this entire time. And wait, really? That's kind of sad. No, the Phage and boots.
Oh, he's deciding? Okay, he did go for the Phage and boots.
Okay, so he at most had what, 1900?
Yeah, something like that.
Or 1800.
Yeah, and
No, wait, Phage is 1200, 300. Yeah, no, sorry, he would have about 1900 gold. So that entire time he had 1900 gold. You have to look at what, you know, what did you give up for just this single back? Ivern has 4 kills.
Yeah.
Lane has 2 kills. Mid lane has 2 assists, and then, you know, that's about it. But still, that's a significant margin. You held off 1900 gold equivalent of 2k, which again is not a mythic at all. For nothing. There was nothing to hold that off until. Like, if you want to argue,
oh,
sure, you
Kennen is here!
Oh, Kennen here in the backside. He's trying to get things done.
Okay!
Who kills it. Jay throws out the Lamb's respite, but it's a little too late for that. And we're seeing repeated pings from his own teammates.
You know, speaking of Jay, I think we really have to talk about this. That he didn't go Spirit Blossom Kindred. I think it's honestly just... it's unplayable. He's Super Galaxy.
Super Galaxy? Yeah, I mean...
It's just unplayable.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Just so unlucky here. Oh, it does.
Oh, it does root out.
Oh, wow, he actually does get the root out. The super, I think that's called the super red rocket from Quirk. Does actually land right on top of this Kennen pick as well. And yet again, we are going to be going back up top side towards all reliable Malphite ultimate underneath the tower. Click really can't do much from this angle. He could potentially look to flash. Yeah, this is such a good dive here. Just, no, what are you guys doing? Go behind him and then force the wave. Oh my goodness, they just don't execute that push in for the wave, and as a result, they're not able to get a nice little clean dive. Sure, they're delaying towards this top side, but now the gold is split 2 ways instead of just, you know, predominantly on the cliff. Ivern is able to roam here in towards the spot side jungle. They force out the flash from Xerath because of the flash from the Taric. And this could actually spill out into the mid lane here as we clearly see Kennen a little bit further forward.
Look at the mid lane.
The cannon! No one got the cannon towards topside.
Look at the mid lane though. Ivan and Tarek are here. They want to support this Corki. And Kenan,
What
I
are they
think, is
doing,
smartly
Tom?
reading. Oh, okay. They really want this kill,
They-
but Clyde?
Okay.
Okay.
What am I watching? Why?
But Ivan is pathing top. He's gonna be here to help.
he kills them.
Oh, looks like he
what?
decided against it.
Yeah, he didn't want to do it. I think that maybe the negatives outweigh the benefits for the most part, but yeah, I'm not.
Oh
quite
no,
sure about
Tarek is here. He has the ultimate. They could literally look to dive on top of the Zaya. They're gonna go for the stun. It's gonna miss. It goes anyways. They're gonna root him up.
Oh!
Okay. The tower shot comes
God.
through. The last
Xerath has
Xerath.
two
Xerath.
opponents right now who he can
Xerath,
kill.
no!
The last shot does not land. He has 3 guaranteed shots on that level 1 ultimate, and he does not land that final critical shot that he would need to get the kill on top of the Tark, or even the Kidru for that matter. We are going to be seeing Kenan go forward here. He does use his own ultimate. Oh my god, Bidu says, sit down, son, be humble. And he just dabs on him. He actually just dabs. Oh my god. What was that? He actually just uses the dab emote. Unfortunate.
Yeah, that was a nice little pickup there for Bidoof. You know, I think he smartly kind of sussed out that, you know, Wukong was likely there, and Kenan wanted to make that play happen. Unfortunately enough for him, he didn't have enough HP to really sustain the damage. And with Wukong having no flash, he can't follow up on top of that Corki. And it's going to mean disaster for them as the Rift Herald is channeled into the mid lane, and it is most likely going to take down this turret. It looks like they are going to go ahead and take it out with a little bit of help from Ivan. And that is going to mean the first turret of the game does go the way of GME.
Yeah, I mean, this is vastly different than what we just came off of in that game 1 GME versus Worldenders, where it was extremely close. Sure, it is extremely close, but for the most part, it doesn't even need to be. Like, they have such a commanding lead towards the top side that the Worldenders just aren't really exhibiting it. You know, they're not really playing towards it right about now, and there's not really much that they can do to help out the bot side. They kind of sacrificed it in a lot of ways. But speaking about sacrifice, you kind of have to look at the Kenan pick up as well. You said this before we even started the series. I'm going to say it again right after we did see him just come off an amazing jungle. Or not amazing, but an okay jungle performance. If it's not broke, don't fix it. It wasn't broke, and yet they fixed it. And now here we are, a 2-4 Kenan, who is kind of eating the back of the bullet.
Oh, Corki has package.
Corki. And yeah, he has package. This is so free right now. They're all lining up in a line. They're asking just to get collapsed on.
Oh, Issy is so low.
And he is going to be thrown out here. Issy actually might just die. Package into the backside. Kenan pops his own ultimate. Wow, the shield bow will keep this Corki.
He got ignited?
But he has double. Oh, make that triple triumph, and he just survives through everything. The Lamb's Respite keeps him alive for a little bit longer as well. Tark is trying his best. The Featherstorm does come out. Leaf is forced to flash away. Now the E from the Kindred is going to be trying his best to tag upon the Leaf, or the Zaya, but it's not able to land, and there is no slow or follow-up to be had. And as a result, they get their first dragon at the game here for the side of GME. Wow.
Yeah, things going GME's way kind of across the map. You know, Qued ended up having to be forced to come down, and it didn't really benefit anything for Warlander, so that means Malphite gets free farm. He walked up to the plate, he slapped it a few times, got a couple of plates, and that is gonna, you know, help him a lot in this lane, kind of equalize out this gold difference, and things really go in the way of GME as, oh my god, Issy flashes over the wall. I'm not sure there's a world where that works, but we'll have to see if it does, as they're gonna continue to chase him down. Kenan does get 2 stacks per problem, the 3rd stack as well, and oh my god, it does work as the shutdown goes the way of Adam. We are just going to continue to see the members of GME just kind of walk around the map. We do have the Divine Thunder Kindred, another kind of sleeper build, as we are going to see Jay kind of pull it out and pilot it. We'll have to see if he's going to be able to have a lot of success on it. As nothing too crazy across the builds for the rest of these champions. Nothing going on particularly, but we'll have to see if we're going to see any interesting playstyles as Clyde comes back to the top lane, still does have that 200 gold bounty to 3 kill lead, and is still bullying this Malphite, but we'll have to see if they're going to be able to get the tower, or potentially look to invade and take camps away from Ivern, as nothing too crazy is happening so far.
Yeah, this is... It could be worse, right? Like you said, nothing too crazy happening right about now. It definitely could be worse. Jay is absolutely not having fun at all towards the top side, 0-3 right now. Kled has not, you know, and truth be told, has not really done much with that lead. Sure, the top tower is looking really, really low, but That's about the best that he's gotten so far. Wukong now going to be face checking this Malphite, who in turn hits him with his own unstoppable onslaught. Oh!
Okay, Malphite just
Red
has
Bull
his
is still
eyes on
available.
Wukong.
Bidoof is just gonna get this. Yeah, Bidoof just fires out one ultimate. Meanwhile, in the bot side, Ivern is here. This is a 3v2. Wow, no chance in order to use that Lamb's Respite. Kennen looking for a little bit more. He can actually die here if Ivern actually wants to flash forward. Smite does go down right on top of this Kennen pick, but it's not going to be enough. And just like that, the lead is gone yet again, or at least trimmed a little bit, but now going to be moving forward. He still has his charge available if he wants to go underneath this tower, but first tower of the game has already gotten destroyed in the mid lane for the side of World Ender, so they immediately will be looking to bounce back and equal it out, as Bidoof has other plans for a tier 2.
Yeah, nice little play from Bidoof in order to keep the gold moving across the map. You know, that would have been a nice little gold positive play for Warlanders, but unfortunately for them, they did only end up just evening it out. And, you know, that is still pretty nice for them, but having the gold even after a nice play like that is not exactly where you want to be. You know, Bidoof making good pressure around the map to really bully Issy, take away his jungle camps, and get a lot of damage on top of that tier 2. Doesn't mean that if they ever get caught slacking once again, that tier 2 is going to go down to his hands. As we are just going to go ahead and see the members just continue to move around. We see this roaming death squad from GME in this top river, looking to see if they can find anyone. Their target may potentially be Cled. He doesn't have vision. It looks like he's going to smartly decide to back away instead. And they're just doing a nice job of placing around vision, trying to protect the enemy jungler. Or protect their jungler, excuse me, as he goes for these, you know, these neutral objectives with these crabs. The dragon spawning in a minute 30 will be another mountain soul, and we do have the baron spawning in just under 3 minutes, with the rift turtle spawning in just a few seconds as well.
Yeah, there's not really much to play for on the side of the World Enders. They are losing out in terms of just so much towards the top side. Even despite Kled being ahead, they still are at a disadvantage here for, you know, vision control. And the vision control is ultimately what's going to really eat them towards the end here as Kennen actually protocols forward. Skillbow is going to be procced on top of Bidoof, but that is not the KDA performance that you really wanted after that game 1. Immediately getting deleted by the Kennen and showing why that pick is so damn stupid.
Yeah, and importantly enough, you know, the side of GME could have taken that top crab and just taken the mark away from Kindred, but they actually funneled her all the way from bot lane to the crab so she could get one mark, sitting at 3 out of 4 right now. And just one more mark for her to get that range upgrade, and that all so important range upgrade for Kindred. We see both of these teams, you know, with Bidoof being dead, that does mean that Warlanders do have their priority around the map, and they are going to be pushing in towards this bot lane. Looking like they want to potentially go on top of this Ivern. They're going to trade damage back and forth, with Xerath taking the brunt of most of it, as Kled here potentially gets caught, but the Xerath ultimate will come out. They are going to look to take out Taric, and they will go ahead and do so. The Lamb's Respite a little bit too late. It's not going to save him, as Kindred is forced to flash away. The Shirley is caught on top of the Ivern. It's going to mean that the members of GME are forced to run for the hills, as Woodlanders will look to capture this dragon.
Malphite has the ultimate. He's actually looking here just for a huge collapse. Despite Kindred being so low and the Taric down, they still have a lot of damage here, especially if they want to couple this Ivern E with the Malphite, but they actually will call it off and end up giving over this Mountain Dragon. Smart move seeing...
What?
Oh my god! What? Oh, they actually did end up stopping him! The E actually phased through him. I'm not quite sure what just happened. He didn't even see it because he wouldn't have gotten any screen animation or anything like that. But we are going to be seeing the Cledge charge. Get another stoppage here. Malphite actually going to shut down the Xerath. I'm not quite sure what Xerath thought was going to happen here. And Xayah is not doing any damage aside for, you know, the true damage there.
Okay.
Wukong who takes it.
That's
3 kills
oh
in the
my
matter of 20 seconds going over to the World Enders. They take their first ever goal lead of the game.
Yeah, the members of GME just got dismantled across the map. You know, just picks going the way of Warlanders. I mean, they got a kill in mid lane. They picked up the Malphite, who was in a little bit of an awkward position, and then a kill in the top lane as well. The Corki under the tower. And that should mean that they are going to get the top tower. Looks like they're going to opt for the Rift Herald instead. But that top tower being oh so low doesn't mean they're going to be able to pick up that, you know, sack of gold whenever they want to.
You know, at this point, do you think that this comp is going the way that GME anticipated?
I definitely think it is going, You know, it's going the way they wanted to in the jungle and the mid. The bot lane had a little bit of a struggle, but they're not too far behind. But in the top lane, I definitely think this is not what they envisioned. As Malphite here is just, you can't really play the game. Even with his ultimate, he was only able to just get the shot on top of the Xerath, and it's like, you know, cool, 600 gold onto Malphite, but what is Malphite going to do with it when he shoots up the lane and Clyde just slaps him up a few times, and suddenly that gold doesn't matter too much. As speaking of the gold, we can see Jay here being a nice little, you know, farmer. He's got his seeds sowed, and he's going to go ahead and push in this bot wave, try and get some damage on top of the tower, but is ultimately going to end up in recalling it, and is keeping up, you know, nicely in gold with his laner, only sitting around 600 gold behind. As the gold lead across the board is looking pretty even. I think the biggest disparity is actually in the supports, with Xerath having 6.5k and Tarek just being set on that 5k flat.
Yeah, I mean, this is just so unfortunate right now for the side of, you know, GME. They had so much planned and envisioned when it comes to just the total composition, the total synergy, especially when it came to the bot lane. But World Enders knowing where the mark is and continuously, not even
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow, look at that damage. I told you, Kennen mid is strong as hell. And Xerath canceled out his ult? No, he didn't. He actually has one more shot. Ooh,
but he actually stalled his ult out long enough that Ivern was able to get 2 shields, which ended up saving him.
Yeah.
But Tarek being so low, it's going to be a little bit dangerous for him to try and contest. And apparently enough, Warnenders didn't even really use that much. Like, sure, they used the Xerath ultimate, but it's already a quarter of the way back charged up. And they still have the Kennen ultimate, so if GME want to fight this, they're going to have to fight through that Kennen ultimate.
Well, I mean,
oh, Malphite over the wall!
Right now, slicing Maelstrom in the backside. Kindred forced to use the Lamb's Respite. Oh, look at the E actually being stacked right on top of the cannon. He uses his own stopwatch. Malphite out, had used his own ultimate. The nice little E slam. They're going to be able to give himself an up there. He gets another shutdown there. Zaya still available and still alive. It's Bidoof and GT versus the world. We've seen this one before, and the exact same, you know, hooligans alive on either side right about now. Comet will land right on top of Bidoof as he is trying his best to dodge out another Q here. Just barely able just to dodge that one out. W's actually forward. Oh my god! Wow! Would you look at that? He landed, but the W just didn't.
Oh,
he had flash too.
Yeah, you just didn't expect the damage coming out from Bidoof. You know, he's in that 2 items pretty strong at this point, especially with the Muramana. And I just didn't expect the damage. You know, ultimately, I think that was a 4 for 3 in favor of GME. But that was a pretty messy play from both sides.
Yeah, 100%. That could have went, you know, either way. And unfortunately, it just doesn't go their way. What on earth is this TP from Kled? Wow, he
went the wrong way.
Available as well. No way.
Oh, but
Bidoof available here for Ivern. Ivern doesn't want to smite that? Dragon is up. He should have 2 charges.
Yeah, Bidoof actually ended up using his W to get over the wall and right into Clyde's hands, but the slicing Maelstrom is going to come out. Ivern just lives barely for a moment, but it's going to get taken out, but the TP is coming out from GME. Malphite ults away!
From the Tarek. And look at Jay, he's trying to stack it up. Meanwhile, he's able to trade it off for a nice little double. Bidoof in the backside with the package, immediately cuts through the back line. 12 inches is next. Next up it's Leaf, and he's trying his best to run away. They're trying just to tease this Leaf character, and he just ultimately goes down. Malphite, I swear to God, that guy was 0-3. Now he's 5-4-4 out of nowhere, 9 KP. Just like that, the game is right back in the hands of GME, right where they want it. Does Bidoof have enough lifesteal for this?
I think he should be fine.
Yeah, he should. He's fine.
As we'll have to see, you know.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure what's giving him so much lifesteal unless he has.
It was probably in his runes, I would guess.
Yeah.
As they're gonna be able to. Probably enough as well. Kindred was able to secure away the wolves, and that is gonna be her 5th mark. But every mark she can get is going to increase her power oh so much. So it's a nice little pickup for Jay. And things have not really been going the way of Warlanders. You know, they were sitting around 1k, 1.5k up, but now you look at the gold lane, it's 3k firmly in favor of GME, and you have to really wonder how it came to be in this situation.
Yeah, I know. Besides, you know, wondering where Rave is, that is the second thing that I'm wondering about. It's just really, really troublesome right now if you are Leaf, because every single time you are trying to go forward there, you are completely getting one-shot or dismantled. Again, we are seeing the PD build. PD does give you movement speed and a little bit of extra attack speed, but I don't know. To me, at least, I would think that you would want Fire Cannon just so you can cautiously auto from, a little bit of ways away for safety, especially against Corki, who otherwise will beat you if you are within his range. But he does go for the PD. We are going to be looking at a BF sword pickup as well, which should transition nicely and smoothly into an IE pickup next time back. Dragon is going to be up here within the next 4 minutes. For either of these teams, this is going to be soul point, so we are getting close and closer to that end point. If I were to guess when this game were to end, I would honestly assume probably around the same mark as that first game, albeit maybe less bloodier than that first game, because it seems like, GME is a little bit more calculated in this game at least.
Yeah, as we can see, they're continuing to look for Pixel on the side of Wanderers, never really sitting too stagnant, trying to make proactive plays around the map. As now their target is set on top of this mid lane tower, and they are going to pick it up. We saw Kled in the bot lane jungle there, potentially looking for something, but decided against it. As now the members of GME are just controlling the waves, trying to play a little bit more of a macro game, slow the game down, and put it more in their favor. And Wanderers really need to turn the pace up.
Yeah, I mean, it's not hot enough right now, and they definitely need to make it a little bit hotter. Again, they don't really have anything besides the Baron, but they are in such a commanding goal lead, it's not even funny. 2k goal lead doesn't really sound like a lot, but again, it's in the pockets of Bidu for right now is 8, 4, and 5. And that character alone, Quirky, should be one-shotting the Xayah, should be one-shotting the Xerath, and definitely should be one-shotting the Cannon, as it does look like Kled actually might be in a little bit of a pickle here. Oh my god, unfortunately, Jay actually uses his E the wrong way and actually opts into E behind Kled, as Kled actually defensively uses charge to get out of that little tricky situation. I'm actually surprised Malphite did not want to use his own ult.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to start with the Baron here, and GME don't seem to be
so
any
smart.
the wiser. As Bidoof is here, they are going to spot it out.
Yeah, they know.
He does not have the package, but sure, that's going to send them off, and we'll go ahead and do so. As a, a nice little check, a post check from Warlanders to see if GME are paying attention to the game. But unfortunately, it does not mean too much for them, and it is going to force that Kennen to recall. But, a nice little check from them in order to make sure that GME is paying attention. And had they stolen that, that would have been a nice little pickup for them.
Looks like a Wits End third here for the Kindred as well. We're actually looking at a Sunderer build instead of the typical Kraken that you'd normally see.
Yeah,
I
and
actually really like the Sunderer here just because there is a tank, the Kled, the Wukong, champions that you really want to sustain against. And with the Sunderer as well, you kind of do get those machine resets. Wukong actually going to go a little far forward there. I'm not really sure what he really wanted to do there. Does get a sizable chunk off of Jinsoul here in the middle.
yeah, and with the Sunder as well, going to be taking so much poke from that Xerath and from the Kennen potentially as well. Those procs will help you get a little bit of that HP back, and that will be something that we're going to have to look forward to, as he is, like you said, building into that Wits End as well, which is going to help with that Xerath poke.
Xerath, Kennen, just because these champions both, the Tark and the Kindred have been getting deleted by this Kennen. And that's mostly where the Kennen has had success, not in his own lane per se, but in the side lanes. And the side lanes right now are the ones absolutely feeling the brute force of this Kennen's, slicing Maelstrom for the most part. That is a full AP Kennen, now with a Void Staff as well. And then when we look towards the top side, that frontline tank in that Malphite, look at what he's building. He's building primarily armor. And, I can't blame him because Xayah, but at the same time, with one Negatron cloak, that's not really, gonna save you from just getting deleted from this Kennen by any means either.
Yeah, and there's definitely something that we're gonna have to look out for in this fight, excuse me. As the dragon is spawning in just under 15 seconds, and with Malphite having his ultimate, he has those 3 items completed with a 4th on the way. And Kled has pretty much lost his lead against this Malphite, and Malphite being so strong inside of these fights, and it really feels like GME just kind of want to let Warlanders kind of fight into them, pull them in, and then they pull the defensive tools and the Taric ultimate and the Kindred ultimate, and then look for the return fight as the fight is starting.
Yeah, the fight has started out. They are going to be getting that Taric ult immediately out as Kled tried to get things started with the charge. Poor man into the nice little package. What on earth? I am crying real tears right now. GME, that was fucking beautiful. I have no idea what just happened. A 4-man Malphite ultimate into the package, layer it into the Kindred ult. The Kindred ult could even save them, and that was from Jay, who's trying to save his own damn team. They just absolutely burst the world enders like it's nothing here, and I am absolutely lost for words at what I just saw. They lined up perfectly in a giant circle, and they were asking JT, pull the trigger, use the Malphite ult. They immediately bait him into doing so, and this actually might be game here in a second. It looks like they're trying to go for it. Shirelia's now procced from the Cybern as well. Daisy taking up the burst damage from these turrets. Xerath is trying his best to use his own Q button in the backside, trying to do the most to cut down the wave. Ked will get instantly dismounted. Is he now forced to run away as well? Tark will get that kill on top of the Kled, but just like that, he gets another ultimate down in the backside as well. That's a double, make it a triple for Bidu, and he will end this game on yet another amazing KDA performance. Wow, that game immediately went 0 to 100 real quick, and because of one dragon fight, GME are going to be your KDL Season 5 finalists. Oh my god. What the hell was that?
I was a little bit interested. I didn't think they would actually be able to go for the end, but they smartly realized that they had the tools to make it happen. And it's going to be a nice little clean 2-0 victory for GME. You know, the games were not complete wipes. You know, they were close in both of these games. I think the first game was maybe a little bit closer, but Winners definitely put up a strong performance, and GME just unfortunately coming out on top.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. That was wow, that was the game. Yo, that's the best way to describe it, truth be told. Like, I'm lost for words right about now. I'm utterly shocked that just like that, you know, because of one dragon fight, the game is pretty much over.
Yeah, and it would be interesting, you know, with that dragon fight, you know, there were 4 dragons taken, 2 of them going either way, and then that being the 3rd dragon for either of these teams. But with the death timers being so long, and with the Shirelles available, they were able to push that minion wave down the middle lane, just get so much out of it, and then just ace them at the dragon pit, and then once again, were able to ace them at their nexus, and that ended up allowing them to get the win.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was probably one of the best wombo combos I've ever seen in my life. I don't know. That was just amazing. Like, there's just no way to put it. Like, that was simply beautiful. Here we are just waiting now on just making some you know, back or behind the scenes screens here. But what a game. Wow.
Yeah, it was definitely something to watch as Warriors, you know, had a strong performance in this season. I think a lot of people kind of underrated them at the start of the season, but as it went on and
Well, they're not out, to be fair. They have the
they do have the 3rd place match, which is, you know, something to go for, but I think a lot of people would. I mean, that's fair, but they still have the.
I mean, I see your point. I see
yeah.
your point, right? Like, you'd rather go for the 1st or 2nd,
Yeah.
right? But I don't know. I don't think that these guys are like sad either, because they have topped their personal records. Like, I think that the most that Leaf, Issy, and Ugu have ever gotten is 4th place. And again, you know, they could get it still. They're not guaranteed 3rd or anything like that. They are guaranteed 4th, so they could go even with their previous seasons. But that was a good series. There were a few hiccups for sure, but I think that the way that the World Enders are, they're a resilient team. They'll bounce back, and we're going to be looking at an amazing, you know, potentially amazing game for that 3rd place finish.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see, you know, how that 3rd and 4th place ends up shaking out. As the other match we have on the other side of the bracket, the other semifinal, will be the Akatsuki versus Always Botdiv. Be on the lookout for that one and see when that one is going to happen, as we are going to go ahead and start the interview process, and we'll go ahead and start getting World Enders in here.
Mm-hmm. All right, and now we are talking with the World Enders. World Enders, what an amazing series. I want to ask you guys, coming into the 2nd match after that first, you guys ended up getting a little role swap. We asked before the game started, is he going to role swap with the 12 inches support? He said, you know, maybe, but we did not expect the role swap from jungle to mid. Talk us through that type of role swap and talk about why it was necessary for your guys' comp if you guys really wanted to play the camp.
Do you want to say?
Well, yeah, this guy wanted to play Ken. I haven't gotten to play Wukong all tourney. And we're like, yeah, this is best of both worlds, bro. I'll go jungle and he'll go mid, and then Harsha can play his Xerath bot lane, and we can all have fun together.
So you're saying, and don't take me wrong, but you were saying that you played this game with a for fun mentality, like whatever happens.
Play
happens.
every game with a for fun mentality, bro. Did you see my set game last week, bro, or 2 weeks ago? That's what I call for fun, buddy.
Well, speaking about the for fun mentality, right? That first game, you guys had a lot of promise and you guys had a lot of momentum, and then by the looks of it, it kind of fell apart when you guys were chasing towards the Syndra. People were asking in chat what kind of the mindset behind chasing the Syndra was. We were wondering exactly what was happening during that play.
Well, I don't know. I got one shots.
Well, she had a 1K shutdown, and we had 4 players, so we just needed to land one thing, and she died. But
I guess phase rush is strong.
Very, very slippery.
She was fucking speeding out of there, bro.
Yeah, that guy, Vidoof needs to buy some lottery tickets, dude. The guy lived with low health
Honestly,
a lot
bro.
of times.
Yeah, I count 3 times that he lived as Corky with 1 HP that game we just played.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Xerath's W canceled, Zaya's auto canceled, my stun didn't go off. Oh my god.
Leaf, I want to ask you, both of these games, you were able to play one of your signature champs, Zaya. Are you actually surprised that the Zaya was let through in that second game draft?
No, not really. Zaya's not that strong, but
I'm
not surprised by it, but
see,
pick it anyway.
I mean, Leaf might not be surprised by the Zaya, but I'm really surprised about your damage. I want to ask you, what compels you to do less damage than the Taric?
Hey, bro, I don't know.
You said you
bro.
waited. Hold on. You said you were waiting weeks and weeks and weeks to play the Wukong.
Yo.
You need like another couple of weeks to get your damage. You said
his,
you need a couple of weeks to get your damage up. Like, what is this? What am I?
In his defense, we starved him of resources. To be honest,
if you go back and look at, you know how when you play jungle, you go and take every lane farm, bro.
Okay.
Come into my jungle and take my jungle.
It seems as if I have hit a nerve. I have hit a nerve apparently. I'm not gonna pursue this because I don't want to go.
Like if you look at the fights, like I was dying pretty fast. I was in bad positions a lot of the times, and I underperformed. Like, not much to say.
So there was a play when you went topside. Ugu was already 3-0 at this point, and then you guys tried to go for the dive on the Malphite. What kind of went wrong in that situation?
I went into late. He started. I thought it was gonna start with ult, but he already started auto eing him and took aggro, and I didn't go in early enough.
Were you guys expecting like a Kindred bot, or were you guys expecting a Kindred mid?
I called it as the Kindred pick was picked.
You said Kindred bot?
I called it, and everyone was like, nah, never. It's so bad ADC, but I guess I was right all along. We saw the fucking Ivern pick, and we were all like, oh shit, it's gonna be a banger.
Reckon, are you surprised? I talked about is he not being able to play the Wukong previously, finally getting to play it. Zaya being allowed both games. Were you surprised that your Rengar was banned both games?
No, I mean I main Rengar jungle. Like I'm actually a mid lane main and a top lane main, but I was just playing jungle for the tournament. I play Rengar jungle mostly, and that's kind of why we did that like for fun rule swap. Yeah, I don't know. Their team comp just completely shuts our team comp down. Like all things we want to do, like Kled engage, Wukong engage, and follow up. They just Kindred ult, they Tark ult, they Ivern shield the Corki, and Corki just never dies. So it's like we can never win that game unless we like make picks and stuff. Which just
is that kind of similar to that first game you feel, because you went that Lee Sin and then there was a play where you tried to get an insect, but they just completely shut you down with that Shen taunt?
Yeah, it was mainly the lag just fucked me so hard that game because I was trying to do my combos and I swear every time I went for like play, it like went up to like 100,000 million ping and I couldn't do anything. It's like a mess.
That was funny.
I don't know. Well, I mean, both teams were lagging, so it's like fair to some extent, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, is there anything you want to say? By the way, you guys are not eliminated. You guys play for third, right? You guys play for a third place or a fourth place finish.
Maybe I get to play top now. Let's go.
Well,
hey,
you,
Ugu, you're going jungle. Ugu, you're
well,
going
I just want to say that
bro.
though, you, Leaf, and Ugu have never actually made it past a fourth place finish. Fourth is the highest that you guys have ever gotten. do you think that it is completely viable if you were to verse either ABD or AKT?
ABD is going to the
ABDXT,
fucking
dude.
finals, bro. ABD is going to the finals, bro. I don't know what
Really?
you're
You
talking
think
about.
ABD is going to
We're
finals?
facing Stu.
Actually, I'm a Dilly
Stu.
fan. Actually, I
You're a
believe
what?
in Dilly. I'm a
Where's
Dilly
Stu
fan.
at, bro? I'm kissing
Dilly
him in the
fan.
finals. Nah,
Yeah.
in the 4/3.
Yeah, man, you're on some copium. Relax.
Nah. I'm not a copium, bro. I just believe in my boys,
That's
ABD.
copium.
Best jungler in the game, Poseidon's gonna carry it.
Okay, it sounds like,
Let's go.
they have some kind of special kush in Norway and it's called copium. Thank you guys very much, and good luck in your third place match.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for casting the game.
Oh, after watching that game, I wish I drank real alcohol. All right, now we are going to be going into the winner interviews now. All right, well, it took you guys a second to join here, but took us 10 minutes for you to join the lobby. Welcome, GME, the victors, 2-0. How does it feel, guys, going to the finals? Did you guys expect this kind of finish?
Okay, good answer.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, thank you guys for the. No, I was kidding. I want to ask you, JT, for the first part of this game, or for the first half, rather, you were playing weak side 0-3, didn't really have a lot going towards that top side, no KP, and you ended up finishing more KP than the Kled, more damage than the Kled, and you led to two crucial fights for you guys to just close this out really, really dominantly. Were you looking the entire game to make those types of plays, knowing that you would kind of get sacked in that first half, or did that kind of come naturally as the game kind of progressed for you, coming out of late?
Yeah, I thought I was gonna be against the Kennen. We thought it would be like Wukong mid, Kennen top, Kled jungle somehow. So I had like MR runes. I bought Doran Shield instead of Corrupting Pot. It's kind of rough. So, but I just knew if I just played and for levels and items and maybe hit a couple alts, like Malphite's always gonna be good. So like even when you camp him, he'll always be good. So yeah.
All right, next question, going over to Bidoof. Bidoof, in that first game, you actually ended up with a 26K, I think it was like 26-28 KDA, which is the highest for a single KDL game. What were your thoughts? And I think you got the bulk of them around that Baron fight when you were kiting back. What were your thoughts when they were chasing you directly from that Baron when it was a 2v4, 2v5?
I don't know. I just, hauled ass out of there. Had to make sure I stayed alive.
There was really nothing else on your mind. You were just trying to escape.
Yeah, you stay alive and you can do damage. That's what happens.
Were you hoping to end the game off with only one death, or?
No, I don't really care. Just as long as you win.
Yeah, true. All right, for Nyan, this is a pick that you're kind of known for, but you haven't been able to play a lot. In the second game, you finally were able to stretch out on Ivern. You had such a dominant 4-0 start. Talk me through the success of this Ivern pick and kind of why teams should fear it from you.
It's not that strong. I just think that they don't know how to play against it. That's why they just don't. They always lose early a bit.
Interesting. All right, and then Tyler, you've been to finals before, same as Bidoof. You've won before, same as Bidoof again. What does it mean going to finals and potentially facing either ABD or AKT?
I just want a fun game. I don't really care if we win or lose,
Mm-hmm.
just as long as it's competitive.
All right. Well, thank you guys very much. And
Wait, ask us about the draft of the second game.
Oh, damn, Crimson Ivy.
Yeah.
What was the draft? Oh, the Kindred. Are you talking about the
What
Kindred?
the hell?
Are you
We didn't know
talking
what
about
the hell we were
Kindred?
doing.
The
Did
ultimate flex
you
pick.
pick? Oh, did you pick this pick just for me to say like what the hell was this? So, do you actually not know that this was gonna go bot?
We didn't plan
this-
either draft.
It was the first time Kindred bought.
Okay, so the plan is, how Kindred and Tarek ult synergize together.
Yeah.
Jay was supposed to ult me, but he never landed it on me. So
I
That's
saw
true.
repeated.
Oh, yo,
like,
yo,
you
okay,
with the
okay.
repeated.
Admit-
we did
admit
see
I was
those
knocked
repeated
up.
pings. Was that Tyler who was question marking? We actually did see those. There was, like, two
I was
moments.
pinging I was pinging Tyler because he's making questionable
no, you
decisions.
pinging me? I was
throughout
pinging
the-
you.
Oh, it was back and forth.
I don't know, man.
And I want to ask not so much about the draft, but about the rune setup for that first game on the Aphelios. Instead of the Conqueror, you kind of went that lethal tempo, not something that we traditionally see. What was the mindset behind going the lethal tempo over the Conk?
You go lethal tempo when you're going the armor penetration max second because you're lacking attack speed. So you just make up for the attack speed with the lethal tempo. But I don't play Aphelios either, so I messed up my guns. But it's okay.
It still worked out for you. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, and congratulations to, I don't think it's any surprise, Bidoof, who has won the MVP. Congrats.
Thank
Right.
you.
And we look forward to you in KDL finals.
Yeah, don't say that.
I don't even know what that was.
I don't
All right,
know.
and now we will be wrapping it up. Thank you guys very much for watching the KDL semifinals. This is our 1 out of 2 semifinals. We do have our second one, which is scheduled to go who knows when. That is going to be ABT versus AKT. Always Bate versus the Akatsuki. Such an amazing game, such a surprising and exciting game to watch. But again, stay tuned to our Discord, which can be found down below in the description. If this is your first time watching a KDL cast, thank you so much for spending your Saturday night with us. I know that COVID is definitely the only thing keeping you guys inside. So thank you guys very much for helping out the KDL. We are soon to actually hit 10,000 views for this channel, which is absolutely insane because, you know, we used to have 10 people watch at a time. So thank you guys very much and have a good night. Congratulations to GME, who wins this series 2-0.